You cuck.
Macars.
Fine, Mackenzie.
Whoa. You're the one who sports NTR in this house.
I do not! You fucking liar! We established this.
I don't know, Luke. I
United States,
think
Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru,
we're live.
Oh, hey,
Republic,
look.
Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador.
Oh,
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 44 of Fall as They May. The show where we slowly reveal and slowly convince Luke Marchese.
That's not my
He
name!
does support cucking.
What it is?
I don't!
I
disgusting.
do not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hey,
I
Marchese.
do not.
Oh, hi, Buck Cheesy.
David!
No, it's okay. We all know it's actually pronounced Marquez.
You're all dead to me, all of you.
Soon Ezra will be dead to everybody, right?
Yeah!
Ba-ba-da-ba.
I'm excited.
Wait, what do you mean she's dead to everyone?
Anyway,
Oh, you know.
last we left off,
Look, he's trying to kill us.
Ophelia, after scrying on her family and finding out that an entity from her past had been whispering to her mother, convinced the favored few to take a detour away from Nightshade to make their way to Lunaris to see if they could stop whatever was going on. Along the way, they encountered a large mass of flesh, a creature known as a cybrex, a entity of the abyss that was seemingly tainting the land around it, and disgustingly was being used as a food source of sorts for the erupt. After realizing this horrendous discovery, the group decided not to fight the Cybrex, instead opting to continue making their way to Lunaris, where they managed to acquire some new magic items. Ophelia showed them around the town, and eventually made their way to the fragrant anomaly, but not before meeting up with a new ally in the form of an older human man who called himself Tuxedo. Upon arriving at the fragrant anomaly, Ophelia donned the form of an elven woman, a meal was had, rooms were bought, and right before Ophelia made her way to bed, was seemingly visited by a demonic entity, welcoming her back home. She quickly fled the room, made her way into Ezreal's room, panicking, explaining what she had seen, before eventually collapsing on the bed and falling asleep. And we pick it up the next morning as unless Ezreal would like to do anything as she finishes her trance.
I'm gonna investigate this, what she's talking about.
Alright, so you go ahead and you get up, you look back, you see Ophelia is kind of haphazardly thrown herself onto the bed.
Very simple. The text and descriptions.
Rick.
And
Rick.
making a whole lot of sense and a lot of
Yeah.
context.
It's like,
You
where's
wait,
the
there's
sound
like
coming
voice
from?
coming. There's like a lot of sound coming from your end. Like if you're watching a video or something.
Where the hell's it even picking up sound from?
I don't know, but we heard a video.
I hate Windows 10. I'm gonna rip out my NVMe chip and go back to Windows 7.
Nah, dude, just go to Linux. Easy.
Yeah, dude, just go to Linux. You won't.
Easy.
This stream brought to you by Windows 10. Switch to Linux. You won't.
Hashtag not a sponsor.
Yeah, not sponsored at all. Anyway, so you go ahead and you make your way out, grabbing your equipment and whatever you think you'll need.
Real quick, I do want to cast protection from evil and good on
Okay.
Ophelia.
Is it alright? This is through the cloak or through your own spells?
Through mine.
Okay, so you'll go ahead and quickly kind of make a few symbols over Ophelia, and you'll see a dull purple shimmer go over Ophelia's body for a moment.
Alright. And then I'm going to go to Ophelia's room and see what
Alright.
she's...
So you go ahead and you make your way over to Ophelia's room, and it takes a few steps as the floor here in some parts does creak rather loudly too, so you kind of have to maneuver your way around the hallway to ensure that you don't wake up the rest of your allies. You open the door to Ophelia's room, and as you open it, you see that Ravioli turns his head to look at you.
Hi, Ravioli.
Ravioli.
See anything strange? Well,
Does he even have shoulders?
these wings.
So he raises his wing up like slightly, and then raises back and puts it back down.
Well, I know I'm not your master, but can you do me a favor? If you see anything strange in here, could you possibly let me know?
Take a persuasion roll.
Persuasion. Where's my there it is. That is a... Ooh. That is a 16.
16. Yeah, Ravioli will kind of seemingly acknowledge.
Okay, thank you. And then I'll just go back to my room and.
All right,
watch
you go
it.
ahead and you turn and you begin walking, and then you hear a voice say, "You can't hide her forever."
Who is this?
Do you turn around?
Yeah.
Turn around. There's nothing.
Who are you?
Ravioli's kind of like looking around at this point. He seems to have been alerted by the voice as well. The voice doesn't come again.
I don't know who you are or what you are, but I'm not going to let you hurt her. I'm going to try dispel evil and good.
Dispel evil and good. 5th level spell. Interesting. I'm nursing the spell. 1 second. For the duration, celestials, fey fiends, and undead have disadvantage on attacks against you. As an action, you can touch a creature. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and cast it. You take a little bit of iron powder iron and silver powder, so you have that aura around you for the moment.
And I don't see anything.
Make a perception roll.
That is an 18.
18. You're looking around. You don't see anything. Nothing catches your eye, at least.
I guess I'll just sit on my bed. Or
Alright,
sit
so-
on Ophelia's bed and...
So you'll just sit with
Wait,
Ravioli?
Yes.
Alright, so you two will kind of just sit there. Ravioli will occasionally kind of turn his head for a moment, and only in the rapid movement that only a bird can. But throughout the rest of the night, nothing happens.
Alright.
The next morning eventually comes to all of you. Ophelia, as you wake up in Ezreal's room. You do not see Ezreal.
I'm gonna go quickly get up and try and look for her.
Alright, so you quickly kind of make your way over, and did you close the door, or did you leave the door open? Ezreal.
Close the door.
Close the door? Okay, so you kind of start going as you kind of hear your companions begin opening their doors.
Good morning.
Bosco kind of tiredly shuffles his way out next to Goo and kind of shakes his body like a dog just waking up.
I have not left my room.
Okay.
Kind of figured.
Valak,
Yeah.
you were chilling in the hammock outside. You were provided a blanket and a pillow, but it's your call whether or not you want to use it.
I also do use the hat
Probably
of
not.
disguise before I get out as well.
Alright.
Wasn't that Ezreal's room?
Yes.
And she's where?
I don't know. That's what I'm looking for right now.
Ezreal, at this point, you would be able to hear your ally speaking in the hallway outside.
I'll poke my head out.
Yeah, so you see Ezreal open your door, Ophelia, and poke her head out. Ravioli at this point will fly out of Ezreal's room and perch on your shoulder.
Okay,
There
what
you-
the fuck is going on?
Whatever it is, it talked to me. I didn't see it.
I don't like those words.
Ophelia? Do you want to?
I believe I drew it last night, right?
Yeah, you would have shown her a picture.
I'll pull it out and show the rest of the party.
All right, you guys see what looks like a
You
like
mean me?
yeah, like two long. Well, only go.
I guess
You see what looks
like
like a creature with 4 elongated necks, and then four heads with a central eye that seems to be quivering.
So this thing's like, it's not real. It's just like you had a nightmare and you had to go, hide in mommy's bed. That
The second part might be right, but the first part, I'm pretty sure I saw it.
And I heard it. It spoke to me.
great. Okay. Can we at least have like breakfast first?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, so you go ahead and you all begin shuffling your way downstairs.
Even though I wasn't necessarily outside, how much did I hear out of that?
Were you awake?
I believe I would have been awake about the same time as everyone else. I'm just curious.
You would have heard it. You probably would have heard it. You probably would have heard everything then.
All right.
They weren't exactly being quiet.
All right. Fair enough.
You guys all go ahead and you shuffle your way downstairs. Also, good morning, Ware. You make your way downstairs where you can see that there are a number of individuals who are in the process of getting breakfast in the morning. You see a number of the shopkeepers also are in the process of getting food here, as this seems to be one of the only real places to buy any sort of decent meal. You can see that the small staff, for what it is currently really hard at work. David has died on his keyboard. David.
It's
I
fine.
can hear you.
Let him nap.
Not for
This is
long.
what happens. This is what happens when David decides not to go to sleep, even though we have a live stream the next morning.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
As you guys all shuffle your way downstairs, Walter quickly kind of acknowledges that you came down and begins taking your orders, grabbing different things for you guys. As you guys are sitting down to your breakfast, you hear what sounds like a set of heavy boots that are making their way inside. As you look over, you can see what looks to be a 20-something-year-old human male, very well dressed. You can see he's decorated in a set of armor with 2 swords at his side. Accompanying him are 2 of the Daywalker soldiers. He kind of quickly just seems to categorize everybody in the room for a moment before making his way over to the front towards Walter. You see Walter, who's kind of hustle and bustle, kind of taking one person's order, taking another person's order. As soon as his finger goes over and points at the armored individual, seemingly in the moment, you see his whole demeanor starts to shift as his hand starts to close into a fist. And he says, "Good morning, Vibrin." And you see the armored individual smiles and he says, "Ah, Walter, my good friend, it's so great to see you. I do hope business is going well for you this morning." And he says, "Okay, cut the bullshit for a second. What the hell do you want?" And he said, "Bullshit, my friend, I'm just here to get breakfast just like all these good people are. Come now, with all the business I've supplied you, you'd think you'd be a little more grateful to me." And you see Walter at this point is shaking with anger as he just kind of swallows hard, relaxes for a moment, where he says, "Fine. I presume you want the usual." And you see Vibran says, "You know me too well, Walter, and please, some from my friends as well. And of course you know that this will be a minor contribution to the military efforts here." And you see Walter starts to shake again as he says, "Of course. Thank you for the service you do for our town." Before he turns, and you can see from the back, Annabelle kind of looks out, and she also seems angry, but there's a mixture of anger and almost a sense of dread in her face as she stops the order that she was working on and quickly throws together some food, gives it over to Vibrant, and they get it over to Vibrant and the two troops with him, and they smile. And with a forced smile, Vibrant looks at the plate and says, "Smells just as delicious as it always does. Thank you, my dear," and makes his way over to a table, sitting down with the soldiers, who all kind of begin chatting with each other. Although there's definitely still an air of Walter, like he's still taking orders, but his eyes constantly look over towards this man's table.
I guess I'm just gonna wait until he comes to take our orders.
At this point, you guys have already started eating. You guys are in the process of sitting down and eating. This was after. You guys will, and as the conversation ends and you guys kind of carefully go back to your meals, you see Tuxedo making his way down the stairs.
Hey, Tux, you see anything strange last night?
David, stick your head up, damn it.
No.
Sit up.
No.
David?
Alright, guys, Ophelia is dead.
No!
You know what to blame but yourself, David. Don't.
Well, you're very right about that. I can't argue with that.
No, I don't believe I have had anything happen odd last night. However, from what I've been able to hear from all of you, there's something that spooked you.
Oy.
Hello.
Thank you.
I think Dell might be able to explain it better than us.
I did explain what I could. It came to me in the middle of the night, and it's some sort of monstrosity. Nothing
So you
else.
say it came to you, but the reason why we're here is because of it. So the question now becomes, who is it after? You, or who you were expecting it to? If there's something you're not telling us,
I say it might be both. It might be after the person I'm trying to protect, because that's a way to taunt me.
And that individual might be
My mother, of course.
All I have are knowledgeable stories about certain individuals that are tied to darker creatures, as you've described. You wouldn't happen to know if family matters have been tied to certain darker beings, would you?
Of course not. Are we just like doing a little stare off right now, Jordan?
I presume that there is a beat of awkward silence.
I'm eyeing Tuxedo really hard right now as well. Just
Right now, I'm just keeping an eye on Walter whenever he's done taking orders.
Alright, you see, as you're looking over at Walter, you see he's still in the process of kind of getting a few things together. You see Avi comes in a little later, in the middle of your guys' conversation and sits down, orders his food, and seems to kind of take it, put it into a small container that he has, and immediately makes his way out of the shop. Immediately makes his way back to his shop. At some point, as you guys are having, at some point, you will see that the three individuals have finished their meals. And you see Vibren once again approaches the counter. Walter looks up at... Walter is substantially taller than him, and looks down, says, yes. And Vibren says, well, I must say your wife has done a wonderful job as always, Walter. But I would like to ensure that she is in the process of making some food for the rest of my squad. And you see Walter's hand starts to curl again. He says, Vibren, we can't keep doing this. You're going to run us out of business. Food is already hard enough to come by. And he says, well, I certainly apologize for that, but if you want us to continue to be able to protect you and this town, we must be supplied with the proper nourishment. And he says, really, the proper nourishment, and that's why you took 3 portions for yourself last time. And he says, careful, Walter. You know as well as I could have this place run out and replaced with someone a little more cooperative if I wanted to. At that point, Walter's frustration kind of goes to silent anger as he storms back into the kitchen and starts talking to Annabelle. Vibren at this point kind of gives a smile and looks at his other 2 soldiers and says, just bring it to the rest of us once it's done. And the 2 soldiers nod and Vibren makes his way out.
Are we done eating?
You guys are you guys are finished up or basically almost done with your meal at this point.
Ezreal?
Yes.
Are we gonna be doing this, whatever we're doing, relatively soon?
What do you mean?
I'm wondering if we're gonna, take a little bit of time to plan ahead of, and obviously we have to figure out what's going on, but I'm just curious if I have a little bit of time before that.
Of course. I think we should have plenty of time.
Okay, good. I'm gonna get up from the table, walk over to the kitchen.
Okay. So you go ahead and you walk over to the counter. As you start to come back, Walter kind of puts a hand up for a moment. Employees only, I'm afraid.
Actually, that's what I'd like to help you with if I can.
And kind of raises an eyebrow. You were looking for work.
Not payment, just I'd like to help for the day. At least for a little while.
You see Walter and Annabelle kind of look at each other in surprise, and you see Annabelle actually kind of smiles a little bit. You see Walter says, that'd be very much appreciated.
Alright.
What are your skills?
I've made plenty of foods. I'm willing to clean if you want. I guess I'll do any other miscellaneous job you have lying around.
Alright. So you go ahead and make your way to the back, and as you say food, you see Annabelle gets even happier. As you go back, she kind of begins talking you through the recipes and how to cook certain things, and together you guys work through the rest of the orders and begin making the food delivery for the rest of the people, or for the rest of the people, at least as much as Vibren wants, which is no small thing either. You make about 70 to 80 portions of food. Go ahead and I would say you don't have to make a check. Annabelle's taking you through all this step by step.
Okay, I have a +9 to cooking anyway.
Yes.
And Vibren this entire time is still inside.
No, Vibren has left at this point. He's left his 2 soldiers behind.
I actually wanted to do something before he left. No words. There's actually not even a bit of movement, but as he opens his door.
What are you casting?
Frostbite.
Oh, frostbite. All right, con save for him. I gotta get his stats.
It might be a little cold out.
plus his con save. That is a fail.
It's a bit nipply out.
So
That's
he'll go.
fine.
So as
But there's nothing.
So the frostbite will take hold for a moment, and oh, actually, he has advantage on this. That actually makes it a success. 13 plus his con modifier, or plus his con save.
That's fine.
So you'll see that you'll quietly do the thing, and he'll.
It's a subtle spell. No movement.
No movement.
vocals.
No nothing. You see, like he seems to register that something happened. Kind of gives a quick look around of the establishment before making his way out.
Walking fast.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Is Walter free at the moment?
You go. Oh yeah, Walter's just he's quietly just going to a few people who need drink refills, and it seems like the rush has died a little bit, but there's still some people coming in.
All right. I'd like to chat with him for a second.
All right, go over and you get his attention at the bar. He looks over at you and says, hello again. Do you need a refill?
No, I just want to know about him. Who is he?
It's nothing you need to concern yourself with. We can handle it on our own.
Are you sure? We're sort of the helpful type.
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
That's a 5.
Can it be at an advantage?
Are you gonna try to help Ezreal?
14.
No, but I'm cooking in their kitchen right now.
Sure.
We're together.
Go ahead and roll at advantage.
That's a 1, so my highest is 14.
14. All right. Walter just says he's been a thorn in our side for a while, and he'll continue to be as long as the Daywalkers reside here. So it's fine. There's nothing you could do about it.
Very well. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. I've had a fair share of bullies in my day. And it hurts to see someone else going through the same thing.
Well, we'll manage. We've stayed open this long.
Very well. Then I'll just go back to the party.
All right. You go ahead and make your way back over to the party. So, what would you guys like to do?
So, are we just going to be sitting here?
Valak, I'm assuming you joined them for breakfast.
I just went and grabbed my plate, went back outside.
Gotcha. So you guys, for just momentarily, would have seen Valak come in, grab a plate of breakfast, and then go back outside to his hammock.
So we're all just sitting here, watching authority do as they will, however they feel. Or are we helping your friend?
Ophelia? No, sorry. What is it? Adele.
Adele.
Yeah.
Rolling in the deep.
Rolling in the deep.
Adele.
Mhm.
What can you tell us about the person we're trying to help? And do you know how we can help?
Honestly, I don't know how we can find this thing. All I know is it resides somewhere in this establishment, and that's it. I'm sorry, I'm not much help. But we do have some leads to go on.
Is that so?
If I remember correctly, they did say something about ruffians being quite troublesome recently. It might be independent from the military folk.
Maybe. Do you think there's a way we can draw it out?
I might be able to use myself as bait or something.
That sounds pretty dangerous. Are you sure you're up for it?
We don't have a choice, do we?
There has
course
to be
there's a
something
choice.
else.
You said that this was a matter of helping your mother. And you say that there's an establishment here where it lives. Then there's either a place that either you have not been in, or very well may reside someplace else but finds itself very comfortable here. Again, I don't know much about demons, devils, or the like. Only stories. But if your mother is being harassed by this, and now you are, I worry that there's a story that has not been told that's being kept away from this group right now. So if you do know something, or if you think that there's something that's so trivial that there's not need to, but could help, then I'd suggest you let it out now. Or we continue stumbling into the dark until finally we find ourselves face to face with damnation.
I don't think there's anything useful that would help us that I would know.
I think there's one thing.
Hmm?
Wherever your mother is, if she's the source of it, or where it resides most, I think that'll help.
So you suggest stalking my mother then?
What's stalking? I just want to know who she is. And where she is.
What do you mean by where?
What, is she here?
She's in the back with Scoo.
So that's your mother.
Yeah.
And is there a reason you don't want to speak with her as yourself?
It would cause too much trouble. I prefer it be this way. Just get in, get out. Never even know I'm here.
Cause too much trouble. You should be thankful. Unless... No, of course not. You don't know about Nakax either. Do you at least know the story of Goo? The fact that he lost his family. Family, more than anything, is important to him, as it was to Gburk. Even the loss of one very close to them destroyed them. You obviously care about her. To hide who you are to her, to those that you care about, I think that is not appropriate.
Why is that? Everything I do is to protect them.
And what are you protecting from them now? For not showing yourself.
Whatever that monster is, and whatever tasks we do, I prefer it not being traced back to them.
You say that, but it appears it's already got its clutches into this family. So regardless of your face being there or not, it's now here. It's present. Unless you have an excuse that says that as long as your face is not here, somehow everything will turn out fine, then there wouldn't be a point to be here. But you've made it a point to be here. Made it a point to protect them. So it's not a matter of your face being shown that's a problem. What are you hiding?
Tuxedo. That's enough.
I'm not hiding anything, as I put my hands on the table and slowly get towards him, trying to get into his face.
Okay.
Adele, we don't want to cause a scene.
Fine.
Is there any point to being here? If we're out here to protect someone, then we should protect them. And if we don't have a way to protect them, then there's no point being here.
Listen, you seem to know Nakax very well. But you're not a part of this group. We are the ones making the decisions. We know what we're doing.
Sort of.
If you're going to try and start fights with us, I don't care if you were handpicked by him. I'll have you out the door. Do you understand? Well?
I'm here to help people. Unless there's a plan involved, maybe it's better that I step outside.
If we need a plan, then we'll make a plan. That's what we're trying to do right now.
So here's my suggestion for a plan. You want to be bait? Then be bait. Drop the disguise.
It already knows I'm here without the disguise. What's the point of it?
The point of it being that if your family knows you're here, yes, they're still tied to it, but that doesn't mean that it's not also convenient. If it wants you, it will want you, but it's targeted someone else first. It'd be better to show your face and let them know that you're alive than to remain in the shadows and not exist at all.
It's better this way.
Then, if you're not allowed to do that, then I am unsure of how else we can handle this affair.
What do you mean that you have no idea how we're gonna handle this affair without me showing my face? It doesn't matter either way.
Well, the longer we sit here, the more the authority are able to do as they will outside. The more that each of you have less time gathering artifacts. The more that Rome takes over. The longer we sit here and do nothing, the longer evil continues to win.
Fine, then I'll do something about it. And she just like gets up from the table and like leaves the establishment.
Okay. Ophelia makes her way out.
Adele, hang on. God, you're worse than Florence. I'm gonna follow her.
Okay. Meanwhile, in the back room, Go is learning.
Guys, I just learned about.
Yeah,
I just learned about this new thing called pancakes. They're fucking amazing. You gotta try these.
Your Annabelle's beginning to teach you how to cook in short order.
I have a question. Is there a list of things that like? Obviously, there's a bunch of different foods I've never cooked before. Can I write some of those down? I'm learning.
Make a persuasion roll at advantage because you literally volunteered your time.
Bad. That's significantly worse. I'll take the 6 over the nat 1, which comes to I think a flat 6.
Flat 6. We'll say you learned an awesome new recipe for this thing called pancakes.
I'm okay with that. I know how to make pancakes.
Pancakes.
But a lot of it, Annabelle will say it's a Florence family secret.
Wait, she says it's a Florence family secret?
Yeah, she doesn't know that you guys. Yeah, she doesn't know who you guys are traveling with.
Interesting.
Well, at least I'm in the loop now.
Yeah.
You know what? Welcome to the family. How may we help you?
Can I get a fucking demon?
Can I get a triple stack?
Can I get a demon with left beef?
Beef.
Can I get a tea?
Boneless.
All right, so as Tuxedo, you're kind of left to the establishment. Volok, you make your way inside for another serving, I presume.
No, actually, Vlok is going to go try to find something to hunt.
Okay. Make a survival roll for me.
Well, let's see. Survival. Nada.
Unfortunately, sparse forest is as sparse forest does. And the hunt is unsuccessful.
Yeah, I'm pulling out real dice.
Do it, man. So, Ophelia, you storm your way out. Where are you heading to?
So is most of the shopkeepers already like back to their places?
A lot of the
or-
shopkeepers are on their way back. You see a few of them that are currently making their way inside.
I'll pick one at random and just go towards one of them.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Let me get my list of shops out real quick, and I'll have you roll. I'll have you roll a die for it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and roll me a d6. Rerolling sixes.
A D6?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not a lot of shops in town. 1.
1.
All right. So you just kind of mindlessly start walking. And Ezreal, you notice Ophelia makes her way into the Forgotten Thread.
All right. I'll follow.
All right, so Ophelia, as you kind of make your way in, absent-mindedly, just kind of walking in, you hear a calm voice address you. A voice you are somewhat familiar with. Says, "Oh, hello.
Good evening.
What can I do for you, madam?"
I would like to ask some questions if possible.
Oh, of course. Of course, what can I help you with?
I'm conducting a personal investigation. Do you know anything about a vigilante and ruffians running around about this town?
Well, vigilante, yes, I believe there was an individual who showed up a couple of weeks ago, who'd been, helping to deal with some of the more, rambunctious folk here in the town.
Well, those
In terms of ruffians, nothing outside of the ordinary, dealings, small thieves, some vandals making their way around and tarnishing some buildings. Besides that, there's a few in the military who flaunt their power a bit more than most.
like bullying small shop owners, something like around that department?
If that is the case, it's nothing I know. Mostly door to door asking for contributions to the war effort. Mandatory contribution to the war effort.
I see. So what is this vigilante like? Was he some weird tuxedo freak or...
Yes, I believe some people described him as an older human. At this point, Ezreal, you've made your way inside. An older human, male, wore a rather fancy suit.
There goes my leads. But thank you anyways.
You notice Avi's face gets a little closer to yours.
Excuse me? And then I just like lean back a bit.
Sorry, I thought I saw something. I was trying to inform you of it.
It's fine.
He looks over and he says, "Oh, Miss Ezreal, hello.
Hello.
I'm not quite finished with your dress yet. I am in the process, though."
No, that's okay. I was just making sure my friend Adela was all right.
Oh, this is your friend. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I apologize that I couldn't be of more help, madam. Are you interested at all in having yourself tailored a custom outfit?
No, it's fine.
And he kind of goes back to. You can see that he's in the process of starting just like the central part. He's pretty much almost done with the central part of the dress for you, Ezreal.
It looks lovely so far.
Well, thank you. As I said, just a couple more days and I'll have it done for you.
Thank you.
Alright, so as you guys are kind of in the process of this, and speaking with Abby, you make your way over to Walter. You can see he's kind of finishing wiping down a couple of plates and cups.
Forgive me. I figured I'd let you know that there were certain things that happened last night.
Oh, if you have anything, was it serious? Did something happen?
It's
bad?
No, it's nothing bad. It's more of odd noises in the middle of the night.
I see. Skittering problems. I mean, if any rats or anything, I'll make sure that I let Amelia know.
I don't believe that it is rats. It sounded, for lack of a better description, I don't believe that it was natural. Whatever it was that I heard last night seemed... I can't determine whether or not it came from the outside or if it was directly inside this establishment, but I have concerns.
I understand. Could you be a bit more specific with what it is that you heard?
From what I understand, it sounded like there was talking in the room next to mine.
Thank you.
And it seemed as if after the talking there was some movements happening outside, but I'm sorry I can't quite get into as much detail as I can. I was safe in my room to let you know, but...
All right. Well, I'll send Amelia up, see what she can see if there's anything going on. Although I know that you were bunking with some companions, so it is possible it was one of them.
I had my own room. I believe most of the companions here had, yes.
Adjacent rooms. I guess it is possible that some of them may have some... I've seen people have troubled sleep before. But we'll look into it. It's possible that there could have been voices from outside. The military is active at night. But we'll look into it.
I hope you don't mind the intrusion, but if you do send her, would you mind if I accompany along? I want to make sure that there's nothing that seems out of the ordinary.
Make a persuasion roll.
God damn it.
Say, sure. He'll look over at Amelia, who is currently in the process of clearing down a table, and say, Amelia, dear, could you please accompany this man and make your way upstairs? He says that there's some voices that he heard and some rattling the night before. Could you go see if we might have another pest that's made its way inside? And she'll say, yes, Father, right away. And she goes ahead and puts the dishes on the counter for Walter to be in cleaning. And she says, one moment. And she'll go over and she goes ahead and grabs a dagger and says, if there's a rat, better to make sure we can get rid of it immediately. Please.
Of course. I will go ahead and put 4 gold on the counter, and thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you. You guys will make your way upstairs. Go ahead and make an investigation check with advantage.
Stuff I'm good at talking.
Would you prefer Would you prefer the commoner to roll?
Probably not. But then again, it's a +1 versus bullshit, so of course.
So you two will make your way through. Kind of, she'll kind of start pulling back bed sheets. You see, she has like the dagger at the ready. This isn't her first time having to kill a rat. She pulls some sheets aside, starts looking in wardrobes, and as you guys kind of pull her apart, you don't find anything.
So mad. So fucking mad. Okay.
Jordan, you get frustrated too easily, man. It's one roll.
It's one roll.
You're okay. You're okay.
Do she roll?
She says, well, it doesn't appear that there's anything up here. If you hear the noise again, though, please, you can come and let us know. We're in the opposite wing. So if it happens again, please come alert us.
The opposite wing, across the way. You know.
Yes, this is the guest wing. Our home of sorts is in the opposite wing, but my door is the second one on the left. I'm still the housekeeper here, so if you have any concerns, please do not hesitate. We just ask not too early in the morning. My father is a heavy sleeper, but my mother is not.
Okay, so there's your door. Your parents sleep in the same room?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
So I would ask that just if you do have any concerns in the early morning, please be as quiet as possible. Once she's awakened, she has a hard time going back to sleep.
Okay, so there's the 2. Was there a third for your, or am I?
She seems to kind of give you an odd look. Says, we have guest rooms.
Well, I may have misheard, but I assumed that there was more than just what seemed to be the 3 of you in this family.
No, it's not just my mother, me, and my father.
Well, I must have misheard then. I appreciate what you've done for me. Thank you.
You can make a persuasion roll if you'd like to.
I was gonna do that, you cuck.
The thing
you're not there.
Hey.
I was gonna ask fucking mom about it.
You could still ask her about
Do
it.
it.
You'd have a +9, so you can shut up.
She says, well, I mean, at least actively.
Actively?
My sister went missing a long time ago.
I actually assumed the worst. I thought you meant that there was a family member that passed. Oh.
Well, that too. But, my sister was the most recent one to leave. I think it's been 10 years now since I've seen her.
I see. I'm sorry.
Yeah. She had her reasons. I just hope she's okay. I don't... You see, she kind of goes somber for a moment. Sorry, I apologize. I don't mean to be getting so emotional.
No. It's fine.
I would like to see her. I just hope she's doing okay. I hope she found what she was looking for out there.
You see, my information from the little that I had assumed that it was a brother that was missing. So I apologize if that was the one that had passed. So forgive me for that.
That's quite all right.
I will not take any more of your time. Again, thank you very much for searching this through with me.
As you did say, brother, there was like a moment of pause in her voice, but she seems to just push through it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not going to go anywhere, and with no hint on demon bullshit, I am going
Sorry, man, not with an 8.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
No, it's not.
You wanted to ask downstairs, Goo?
Oh no, I was gonna mention it in casual conversation if you brought me back up again, but...
Go ahead. No, go ahead. We'll say this is around the same time that Tuxedo has gone upstairs with Amelia.
Who am I in the kitchen with?
Dinah?
I know.
I beat you to it, motherfucker.
Same joke. Same joke.
I completely...
No, you're Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Yeah, it's a very compact kitchen. Like the kitchen has been deliberately made to basically have everything within arm's reach. So if she needs to grab anything or she forgets to add something, she can just quickly reach over, grab something, and put it in.
You know, Miss... it's kind of a weird thing for me to say, but you're kind of lucky.
Why is that? Well, I mean, I am absolutely lucky. Anybody who's willing to just put in time to help our establishment is more than welcome.
No, I mean, I don't know how much you've been outside the city.
Oh, no, not much.
The world's not what it used to be.
I'm afraid I know that much.
It's just, honestly, it's just nice seeing a family stay together.
We try. There's been some hardship, but we do our best with what we have.
What? You said your last name was Florence?
Yes, Annabelle Florence.
You wouldn't happen to have any other children besides her, would you?
Make a persuasion roll.
Well, this is gonna end badly. 15?
You notice that her whole demeanor shifts. She says, I do, but I haven't seen her in a long time.
I'm sorry. I just...
It's okay.
I met somebody on the road a long time ago, and they made me call them by their full name, so I...
She looks at you curiously at this point.
But you said it wasn't a young boy?
You notice that her hand is starting to tremble a little bit. She says, no, it was she.
I apologize if I'm bringing apart emotions.
She just kind of starts going back to her cooking and says, it's all right. I'm sure that there's more than one family with the last name Florence out there. It's possible you could have just met a different family, unrelated.
I mean, probably not anymore, but... Sorry, I have a kind of a messed up sense of humor.
And she'll kind of quietly go back to just finishing up the meal you guys were preparing. The room gets like 40 times more awkward.
Oof.
Oh god, David, what the fuck was that noise?
That wasn't me.
It's a Kit Kat bar.
I don't know who that was.
Awkward.
That is David.
Is that Luke?
David, it's
No.
you.
That's me.
Oh, it's Luke.
Also,
David, your
How
camera.
dare you blame me, stuff.
David, your camera.
Fuck.
Camera's
If anyone is down, I guess it depends on everyone. We can go longer today, at least in my case.
I can go a little longer today, yeah.
Yeah.
So as you guys are finishing up your respective duties, we go back to Ophelia and Ezreal, currently finishing speaking with Avi.
I guess I'll walk out of the shop then, because there's nothing there for me.
Okay. And Avi will say, have a lovely day.
Yeah, you too. Damn it. Nothing.
Oh. It's okay.
It's
Maybe
not
he-
okay.
Maybe he didn't know, but I'm sure someone else does.
I thought the vigilante was someone else. But all it turned out it was Tux all along.
He did tell us that. To be fair.
They said for several weeks. How... Did your boyfriend actually send him out that long ago?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess he did. Maybe he was already here. I don't know.
So the ruffians in the message might have just been the military folk.
Probably.
Well, considering that they don't know who I am, she pulls out a stick of dynamite. This might be useful later on.
You're just pulling out a stick of dynamite in the middle of the town square?
No, not in front of the town square. Just kind of like pulling it out a little bit from her
This
bag.
might be useful.
This might be a little.
Are you sure you're not talking to Vlok about that? Vlok would be the one that's like, let's go use this right here.
You wanna know how I got this mask?
You wanna know how I got these scars?
You want to know how I got this smoker's lung?
3 packs of poor balls a day.
3 packs of dynamite every day, all day.
Amelia. Adele.
Mhm.
Damn it. This keeps
Yeah,
You're outside, doesn't
Amelia is
matter.
the housekeeper.
I know.
Amelia Bedelia.
Adele, I know you haven't known me for long, but back when I started adventuring, I used to hide myself with a hood. Partially to protect from the sun, but mostly because I didn't think anyone would accept me as a drow in, the overground, as it were. But eventually, I found people who trusted me, who liked me. And I was comfortable enough to stop hiding.
I'm not hiding from you guys, am I?
Yeah.
I hear a noise. I hear a voice. Sorry to cut the thing off, but I hear a video again.
Rick's in McDonald's.
Yeah.
Gotta get
Or something. I don't know.
I was trying to figure out if that was me. That's why I cut it for a second, because I wanted to figure out if it was me, but I don't hear it anymore. Okay, sorry, continue. If it was me, I wanted to kill it immediately.
Yeah, I guess you're not.
Siding with them, aren't you?
No, I just want to know why you feel the need to hide.
It just makes things easier. Let's just leave it at that. And then she walks off back to the inn.
Okay, so you're going back to the friggin' anomaly?
I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
I don't want to leave it at that. If there's something bothering you, you can speak with me about it.
No, we're leaving it at that.
Adele.
Alright. So you guys go ahead and you make your way back in. At this point, as you guys are making your way back, you see Volok kind of grumbling to himself, his sword dragging along the ground, kind of angrily stomping back in.
Whoa, you okay there, big guy?
No, I can't find nothing to kill.
Well, as soon as we find a demon to stab, we'll call you.
A demon to stab? Let's go.
We need to draw it out first.
So what are we doing standing here?
Exactly.
Didn't see you here. Tuxedo.
No one does.
What's up with everybody hiding themselves nowadays? First it was Aster, now you.
Well, I have a purpose too. Try to make sure that I'm not spotted. If for some reason that's civilian were able to see me and get word that they found who they're looking for, I may just need to leave here. And unfortunately, that would mean I'd have to leave all of you.
What else is new?
You just showed up.
Well, of course. Well, you say I just showed up, but I've been here for a few weeks. I've been here a little bit long, and when I was told to go ahead and be with you, I assumed it was something of great importance, but apparently, well, here we are. By the way, Adele, to let you be aware, your sister misses you.
That's good to hear. I'm surprised.
And you, Adele, why are you hiding? You were fine all the way till you got to this town.
Where are you guys saying this out of curiosity?
Wherever I ran into him.
So at the front entrance to the Fragrant Anomaly?
Sure.
Okay.
Listen, it's just better this way. Makes things easier. I just want to get in, get out, and never have to see this place again.
I'm sure she has her reasons. And even if she doesn't want to share them, we should respect them. Got it?
No.
No,
You
I'm
don't have to.
No, I'm Valak.
No, it's just everybody seems that they can just run and hide from things behind a mask. It doesn't change who they are.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But if this is what she wants to do, then what can we do but respect it?
What we can do is find a demon. Don't you have any way of detecting it? Finding it?
You're a cleric, right? Don't you have something like that? Maybe
That actually was just really good comedic timing. I legitimately had to cough.
Demon heavy coughs.
Yes, you can! Anything at all?
Luke's
I have
going through the list here a moment.
I have some ideas.
If all else fails, we can always use me as bait.
Sounds good. Let's go set it up.
As of right now, that's the only idea that's been given.
Just because I know Luke has a hard time remembering things, go ahead and make an intelligence check, Ezreal. DM trying to be a nice guy and help you guys out.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah.
That is a 20, not nat.
20 not natural?
Yeah.
You know that your cloak has the ability to detect evil and good.
Well, I guess I could do that. I did. But I could use my cloak, why not?
So you'd like to, so if you use the mantle, it'll go ahead and shimmer for a slight moment before you see a flow of radiant energy that seems to go across Ezreal's eyes for a moment. And you can detect Fey Fiends. You can detect Aberration, Celestials, Elementals, Fey Fiends, or Undead within 30 feet of you. All right, so you will take a moment. Where are you investigating first?
I guess the upstairs, since that's where it was last.
All right, so you'll go ahead and make your way upstairs. As you're kind of doing it, you look over at Ravioli, who is giving off a fiendish aura.
Question, DM. How many hours are we into this so far?
I'd assume you'd have to recast it at least once at this point.
Okay, just want to be sure.
Take a moment, just give Ravioli a little scratch under the chin.
He kind of does that thing where a bird like tilts its head all the way.
And then I'll continue on upstairs.
All right. You go ahead, and as you kind of make your way through, let me see. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by a 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, and a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. Okay. So you go ahead, and as you make your way upstairs, you begin kind of looking around, checking everything, and at least up here, nothing is registering. At least not at present.
Well, I'm gonna check all of our rooms, except Tuxedo's. So first I'll start with Ophelia's room.
Alright. Do a quick search. Nothing's dinging. You make an investigation check, though.
Let's see. That's pretty good. That is 18.
18. Looking about, you begin kind of inspecting certain things, pulling up certain things. As you start to move the pillow aside, there's a quick flutter as coming out, as seemingly apparating and landing on the bed. There is a black feather with deep blue trim to it.
And this isn't giving off anything?
No, it's just catches you as interesting.
It doesn't look like it's from Ravioli.
You put it up to Ravioli. You see the black matches the same black as his feathers, but he does not have any blue trim on his feathers. However, as you kind of hold it up, you see him kind of with his beak take it and starts trying to put it on his wing.
Ravioli, give it back. Ravioli.
And he'll give you the feather back.
Thank you. Got the black and blue. Alright, I guess I'll go to my room.
Okay, make an investigation roll.
Can I help her with that or not?
Yes, you can, if you'd like to.
I don't know if you have to, because that is a 20, not natural.
You could fish for a crit.
Good fish for a crit. It is a 6, so I'll take the not nat 20.
Alright, so you go ahead and begin kind of going across your room, pulling up some things, looking about, not finding too much in your room.
Alright. Then I guess Goo's room.
Alright, go over to Goo's room. You start tossing a few things. As you start clearing out a couple of things, you see Bosco goes over to the pillow as you throw it on the ground and starts eating it.
Hey! Off! Get off!
Well, those are expensive.
You see you start trying to pull it away from him. He's trying to stand his ground and keep the pillow in his mouth.
Yeah.
It's stuff with chicken feathers. There could
Make
be residue
a
chicken.
make a contested strength roll against Bosco.
Hey!
Me or Luke?
Do that now.
If you're helping Luke at advantage, roll strength for Bosco.
Is his stats any better now?
He's a little older, but no, not much better.
It is a 13 and a 13.
13.
Bosco is a flat strength roll, so do I roll for him?
Yeah, you go ahead and click the button, roll for him.
I mean, I can just roll IRL.
Yeah, just roll a d20.
I rolled a 14.
What did you roll, Ezra?
14.
13.
13?
Wait, don't you have fucking...
You've gauntlets
Yes.
of ogre
Gauntlets
strength,
now?
and she still got a 13.
I rolled 2 9s, alright?
So as
My
you're pulling,
boy.
you're like, yield! The pillow slips from your hands. As you see Bosco kind of goes ass over tea kettle.
Come
and
on.
then is laying on his back and just kind of hugs the pillow and keeps chewing on it.
Fine, I'll pay for the pillow. I just leave, and I guess I'm going downstairs.
Well, you didn't actually investigate the room.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. Right. Still at advantage.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is my modifier? That is a 11 and an 18.
All right. You're throwing stuff around. You're investigating. You're not finding too much. As you guys are in the process of investigating Ophelia, you look over to where Bosco is happily munching on a pillow, and you see what looks like a claw apparating out of the ground that's slowly beginning to surround him.
Whoa. And I pick him up to try to get him away from it.
All right, so you pick him up. As all of you look over, you don't see anything. You just see Ophelia frantically picking up Bosco.
What's going on? Are you okay?
Wait, you don't see anything?
No. Did you see something?
It's right there. It's really hard to miss.
As you pointed out, you look back, the claw has disappeared.
So,
You better get away from my boy.
You see Bosco's kind of squirming for a minute because you're not holding him right, so he drops the pillow on the ground.
I should have done this earlier, and I give him like a hug. There, it's fine.
Roll charisma for me. What is that, an 18? Or that's a 10?
10.
That's fine. That's enough. That's enough to calm enough to calm a riling Bosco.
Oh, thank fucking God. Roll that one. He bites you.
That one focuses on your shoes.
My shoes.
So whatever this is, it's only appearing to you.
See, I told you. It's best to use me as bait.
But if we can't see it, then what's the point? I
Maybe
guess I'll... Oh, God.
Maybe it disappeared before you were able to see it.
Maybe, yeah.
At that point, Ezreal, there's a very, very, very quick blip. Boop.
Where is it?
Coming from downstairs.
Alright, I'm running downstairs. This way.
So Ezreal, you begin making your way down the stairs. As you do so, you take a second, looking around really quickly, and you're not seeing that blip anymore.
Where did it go? Come on.
How long does Detect Evil and Good last? Up to 10 minutes. So you've got it for a little longer now.
I can just recast it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Can I use my third eye to get ethereal sight?
You want to get ethereal sight?
Eh.
All right.
Oh shit.
So you kind of concentrate for a moment. Oh, you're gonna cast Detect Evil and Good as well, Goo?
No, I was trying to. Never mind.
So you see Ophelia for a moment, kind of just seems to concentrate, and as she does so, Ophelia, you carefully open your eyes that the party cannot see, but now have this silvered tinge to them. And as you look around, seems to be a few things that kind of go past your sight for a moment.
Are you?
You begin kind of looking around, and as you turn, you look upstairs, you notice that there appears to be some legs that walk upstairs.
I start following it, like.
All right,
at a
it's
quick
heading towards the wing with the house.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna head that way?
Yep.
As you go over, Walter immediately goes, excuse me. I do
yes.
apologize, but that side is my family's living quarters. We'd prefer, unless it's an emergency, you not go up there.
Fine.
Alright, so you go ahead
And then, like, I'm gonna try and turn the corner, and then cast invisibility on myself.
Alright, so you'll find a little area where you can kind of sit for a moment. You'll cast invisibility. You guys will watch Ophelia kind of duck behind a little area, and then she doesn't come back out. For some of you, you realize that she's cast invisibility or teleported in some way.
Shit.
Make a stealth roll, Ophelia, with advantage.
Okay. Stealth. 19.
19. Anyone's past perception 19 or higher?
Nope.
17. How did I get 17? Was it a
I have 18.
Okay, what is your perception number at?
Yeah, what's your perception modifier?
9.
Okay,
you'd
so you
be
should
at
have a
19.
passive 19. So as you're kind of like, where are you? You will very carefully start hearing footsteps making their way upstairs.
Did I see Walter giving the
Walter
spiel?
does not seem to notice.
No, did I see Walter giving the spiel?
Oh yeah, Walter said that was for family only.
Family only, I am family.
So you go ahead and you push your way up. As you start walking, you don't see that figure, at least not at first, before you see it vanish into a room you're familiar with.
Objective first. Is Ravioli on me, or?
Yeah, I see you wearing him, so he's kind of just gently perched on your shoulder.
Can you go back to them? I feel like I know where it is now.
Ravioli.
Tell them upstairs. Which room to the right or left, Eric?
Your room entering at this stage, because she was coming down the stairs when you were scrying, it would be to your left. It would be second door to your left.
Second door to my left.
Alright, so she goes ahead and Ravioli goes ahead and goes downstairs, and you see the little raven fly down, perches on your shoulder. Ruff, 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 ruff. Ravioli. He can't actually talk, so he's conveying the message as best he can.
Do I understand it?
Do you have speak with animals?
Do you understand ravioli?
Chris, would you like to cast speak with animals?
I'm in the kitchen.
Oh, that's right, you are, yeah. Do you speak bird?
Well, I thought he was gonna use mimicry for it, but okay.
Oh! Yeah, he can do that, can't he? Nah, it's funnier this way.
Okay,
I'm joking, no, I'm joking. I forgot for a second that he had mimicry. So he will tell you, he will say, second door to the left upstairs.
Did I notice if there were any windows outside?
There are a few. You gonna try to scale the building? BRB.
Is the building available? Like, is it where the room is? You
Where
see
the
it
room
from
is
front.
would be an alleyway between two buildings.
Okay, I'm gonna try to scale the wall then.
In broad daylight?
Did I hear Ravioli say this to Esriel?
Probably.
Come get me.
Yeah.
Pardon me a moment.
Please.
If you can approach here for a minute.
I approach.
I decided to speak with Walter about our guests last night. The second door to the left, that belongs to one of the family members that was being talked about. I believe Amelia said that was her room. You're muted.
You're muted, Luke. Also, I believe I said third door on the left for Amelia.
Oh, you said second.
Oh, did I say
thought
second? I meant to say third, then I apologize.
All right.
That was my fault.
Well,
Rooms
regardless,
are-
I will
so-
just basically say, like,
So it's
specifically
the
those
room
three
adjacent.
rooms.
Yeah, it's the room adjacent to Amelia's room.
Do you think you could keep Walter distracted for a moment?
Well, I use my elvish stealth.
I'll use mine.
I suppose there could be something that I can do.
Used by Dragon
A
Ball
small
or something.
conversation, or perhaps something that I could bring up.
I think I'm going to need to get Goo for this.
All right. Do you wish me to go ahead and see if I can't get him myself, or are you comfortable doing it yourself?
I can do that.
Okay.
Very well. I'll go ahead and meet with Walter.
All right, so you'll just make a roll me a deception. We'll make this easy. Give me a deception roll. 15.
Finally have a face at the party. Get him, Jordan.
Okay. So
it.
you will engage Walter in conversation, and Walter seems to be distracted.
Alright. I'm going to get Goo.
All right, so you call back into the kitchen and for Goo.
Yeah.
Goo, you have been quietly chopping onions. And like there's moments where you try to have a conversation, like you think of something to say and then you just kind of let it drop.
I feel bad now. Why you gotta do this?
Yeah, dude.
Sorry about your dead kid. Oh man, I wonder what that's like.
Drop the potato in the boiling water and just forget about it.
All right, so Goo, you will be alerted with Ezreal. Ophelia, what are you doing?
I fucking go for it.
All right, so you're gonna go to the room.
Yep.
So go ahead and
Before
you open the
casting
door.
Mage armor, by the way. Before.
So your invisibility will drop,
Mm-hmm.
but you will cast your mage armor. You go into the room. Still looking around with your ethereal sight, you notice that there's a few odd little blips and dots that seem to flow past your head. And you see, as you open the door and take everything in, you see before you your brother's room, seemingly untouched.
I know you're here.
Do you walk in?
Yeah.
Walk in. The door seems to kind of shut itself behind you. As there's a moment of energy next to one of the beds, and you see slowly rising out of the ground the form of your brother. Just stares at you for a moment. Well, I'll be honest. I didn't expect to see you again.
Yeah, me neither.
Is that all you have to say after all this time?
What are you doing back here?
You are the reason I'm trapped here. What you did to me has kept me from being able to move on.
It wasn't my fault. I didn't do it.
You did, though. And you see he kind of goes quiet for a moment with a smile coming across his face. I've waited for a long time. At first, I thought it wasn't your fault as well. I remember seeing you, the look of horror on your face. And I thought my sister couldn't possibly do something so horrible. But over time, I started to see things from a new perspective. You didn't need to touch the book. You could have walked away from the whole situation. You, as he says it, the whole room itself starts to shake. You're the one who was always trailing behind me. You wanted more. You wanted to do what I could.
I just wanted you to stay home. Let's
The
look
room
where we
it's-
are now.
The room itself almost seems to shimmer for a moment, but you notice that it's only in the ethereal plane that it starts to shimmer. On the actual material plane itself, everything is kind of keeping its own center. I will offer you a decision, sister. And as he kind of holds his hand out for a moment with a snap of a finger, you watch as the ethereal plane again starts to shimmer for a moment and seems to rip for just a moment as a fiery blue gateway opens. Since you're so eager to fix and protect our family now, after being gone for, I'm sorry, how long was it again? That you abandoned our family?
20 odd years, apparently.
You say that so nonchalantly.
I thought you knew me better than that.
Well, even in your lackadaisical demeanor, I felt you would have at least had some sort of remorse. Do you know how upset you made Mother and Father? Do you know how upset you made Amelia? I was wrong about you all those years, and it's part of the reason I was able to see the truth. You're selfish. You left instead of facing what you did. So, I am offering you this choice. And he points to the gateway. If you'd like to see Mother happy again and stop being plagued by these creatures, then you will make your way with me through here.
Can I do an insight check?
Make an insight check.
By this point, where are Esriel and
Yeah!
This is happening while they're downstairs talking.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
He does appear to be telling you the truth.
So what's
Unless you'd like to lucky this. Oh, you also didn't roll your portents for the day.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Give me a second.
40. Good.
Oh, okay.
Neat.
That's a nat 20.
Give me that sweet David lips and chest there.
Fuck you. Not 20.
Get your
Nat
camera
20?
set up, brother
Yeah.
man.
There is definitely something he's not telling you. And as a matter of fact, there are moments when he's yelling at you that his voice begins to break and give way to a new one.
Okay. So, brother, what's it like being dead and all, you know? I've heard some stories on the other side. Sounds pretty peaceful over there.
Peaceful. Really? That's what you think this is?
Yeah.
Not being able to move on is peaceful to you?
Sometimes being dead is better than being alive. Don't you think so?
Let's see. I need to get his character sheet up.
Aster, quote unquote, is going to smack you in the face.
I'd like you to make a contested strength roll.
Oh, fuck!
Huh.
If only she had, if only she had gauntlets.
Oh, I'm doomed. Later, boys.
1 second.
I mean, we're on our way, hopefully. Hopefully we're fucking on our way up.
Could you do a luck? Could you do a luck?
As soon as this is done, we're gonna be on our way up, I hope.
You guys
Okay,
are actually on your way up right now.
Okay, good.
As you make your way up, you see a shadow wreath forward from Aster, and a claw reaches up and grips its entire massive mitt around you.
Come on, you know me better than that.
Oh yes, I know you much better than that. And he'll start to, and you see that you are now starting to be dragged towards the portal.
Can I try and Misty Step out of it?
Would you like to Misty Step?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so you go ahead and you cast your Misty Step, and he will counterspell you.
Bitch!
So as you guys are coming up, you hear a scraping that sounds like someone trying to dig their boots into wood.
I'm still busy talking to water.
Can I run faster now?
Yeah, you'll go ahead and make your way into the room where you see Ophelia's like locked in place and is being dragged forward. You can't see by what though.
Shit. I still have the detect evil and good up though, right?
Yes, you do. And there is a strong demonic presence in here.
Oh, excellent. I'm just gonna grab her hand. Come on.
Make a contested strength roll.
Motherfucker! Of course.
Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. That is a 24.
A 24.
Yeah.
All right, so you're grabbing on. You've managed to get a hold of Ophelia. You're managing to get Ophelia back. I need another
23,
contested.
my bad.
All right, another contested strength roll.
Nat 20.
Very nice. So you'll yank her free, and the claw will fizzle in the ethereal plane.
Protect evil from evil and good on Ophelia.
Well, that one's going to be a problem, isn't she?
Whatever you are, you're not going to hurt her.
You don't hear this.
Oh shit. Oh, never mind.
Ophelia does.
We'll yell that out.
Not really.
Well, sister, I do hope you'll come find me. Once we can have a moment to chat again.
You know, I originally thought that they could see you, but this complicates things now, doesn't it? My brilliant plans always get shattered.
This will be open. And I welcome you and your companions to come find me. I'm sure we will have much to talk about. And you see Aster turns completely, seemingly not walking at this point, but more floating, as he makes his way into the fiery gateway, and it remains open.
Ophelia just kind of collapses to the ground and just like heavily starts breathing.
Ophelia, what happened?
It's my brother. Apparently he has a personal vendetta against me, so that's good to know.
You don't mean Aster Florence?
Yes, that Aster. Cat's out of the bag now, I guess.
What happened?
All you need to know is he died, and it's my fault. Just leave it at that.
And you're sure that it's him?
She kind of shakes her head. No, I don't honestly know, but if he really wants to kill me, then I wouldn't hold it against him. I guess just prepare for tomorrow. If you would like to help me, then I would really appreciate it. Even you, Tux.
He's not there. Yeah, I'm still
He's
trying
talking-
to talk with Walter.
I like to
reason that
imagine.
these
I like
two
to
got there-
imagine. I like to imagine all this time you're grasping at straws for what to ask about.
I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna sit down next to her and I'm gonna pull her into a hug.
I accept it.
I will also hug.
All right.
Group hug.
You guys will quietly kind of just sit with Ophelia. Takes a little bit before Ophelia is ready to move. How you guys getting back down unseen?
We're not.
Alright, see. You're just gonna...
We have more invisibility, folks.
Alright, so you'll mass cast invisibility?
Yep.
Alright.
Does Ophelia need a check for that? I don't know what level spell it is.
No, she's fine.
No,
Okay.
it's if you're trying to make sure that you're invisible and trying not to be heard, you will need to make a stealth check.
Yeah, you guys still need to make stealth checks to get downstairs.
However, you will have advantage because people can't see you.
Indeed.
It's a 16 for me.
And if you did want to have like topics of conversation,
Also a 16 for me.
Chris is going to be talking
11.
about like events that are happening within the town.
Mm-hmm.
Possible discussion on the individuals in control here, and are they right? Are they wrong? And he's also going to be talking about loss of family, and is it better for you to not be there when they are gone, or if it's better that you're with them.
Roll a persuasion roll. Okay, 24. So Walter will, at least in regards to the last statement, be like, well, I guess it depends on how close you were with them. Sometimes being distant when a relative dies is easier on some, as they didn't have to directly see the events unfold. And for some, being with them at the time of death is more comforting. As you kind of get to see their last few moments. But I guess it depends on a case to case.
Truthfully, I have my own demons to fight with that. A brother of mine, he was a good man, and I had not seen him for a few years, managed to get to know him a little bit more, and years passed, and only after that time had passed, I was told that he was gone.
Goes ahead and Walter kind of puts a reassuring hand on your shoulder with a bit of a squeeze and says, I'm sorry about that.
I still struggle with that process of, am I right to do what I'm doing here versus do I just need to let it go? And is it any easier to just move on?
Well,
just forget everything.
I'll tell you that from personal experience, you never fully move on. You just learn to live knowing that they're not around anymore. But I think I didn't know your brother, obviously, and not much about you, but if you think that what you're doing will honor your brother's memory, then I think it's only right to continue to honor it.
It's just a question about whether or not me living is good enough. There are nights that I think that it was either that it'd be my life rather than his. I'm sorry to have gotten a little bit further into that, so that's none of your concern. But
Friend, you're not the first person to come to me with their problems. It's kind of something you sign up for when you go into this business.
Mm-hmm.
But no. I think it's important to remember that what's in the past is in the past. And dwelling on it keeps us from being able to move forward. If you let yourself continue to be hung up on what has happened and don't focus on what is happening, then you'll just get yourself further and further into a hole.
Of course. I would like to have a drink at this moment, thank you.
You will be served a drink.
And I will...
Walter, your friendly bartender, will supply you with a drink.
I will pay for whatever it is for that one.
Alright, it's only about a silver piece for a mug of ale.
I'll take 2 if he wants one.
Alright. Anyway, what was your stealth check, Ezra? What was your stealth check, Goo?
16.
Oh, both 16, yeah.
Both 16? Alright, I will say with Tuxedo pouring his heart out to Walter.
Mm-hmm.
You guys will manage to get down unseen.
And where's Valak hiding?
Did Valak go upstairs?
Valak hasn't been here in like 20 minutes.
Valak, you're just chilling. You're kind of finding some amusement in Tuxedo just starting to pour his heart out to Walter.
So I'll be saying I'm just pouring back beer then out of my own keg.
As you guys come downstairs, you'll see Valak and Tuxedo are currently sitting at the bar.
Can I try and sneak up on Tuxedo?
You absolutely can. Make a stealth roll again.
Motherfucker! I'm using Lucky on this.
Alright.
Yeah,
this
bitch.
is what you use Lucky on?
Yes!
Getting clawed by
Tuxedo, what's your
Aster.
passive perception?
10.
So as you're kind of just like in a glass, you're kind of just staring into the liquid. What are you doing, Ophelia? Also, your camera's down.
Fuck. So...
It's been.
Okay, Eric, what do you mean this is what I use my Lucky for? You know
You're
I'm not-
just getting fucking pulled into a demon plane.
You know I'm not passing that fucking straight check! There's no fucking way! He probably has a 19 or something. I have to nat 20 that shit. What the... So, I'm just gonna have my hands up in the air and fucking slam it down onto his shoulders and yell into his ear, "Hello there!"
Make a charisma check. See how well you can hold yourself.
Charisma check? Perfect. Never mind. On top of that... No.
Okay.
Oh,
So
This
you
is gonna be
guys...
interesting.
So you guys watch as you hear Ophelia go, "Well, hello there." She slams her hands down on Tuxedo's shoulder. You see Tuxedo jump and go, "Ah!" for a moment, and as he does so, his entire form shimmers out, leaving behind a familiar silver dragonborn
I didn't see that one coming, but...
sitting in the chair.
Oh, now that's a neat trick. How'd you do that?
Back to the old human.
Okay, so quickly kind of and throws the form back up.
You know, I knew it was him, but you didn't have to blow his cover.
I mean, I didn't mean to. He was
I'm
just
good.
there and I could bully him.
Also,
I'm
Walter's sitting at the thing and just heard you say, "Well, hello there."
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Hello there, General Kenobi.
General
going-
Florence!
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Without even a word, I'm just exiting the place.
Alright,
I'm following.
you follow. Walter, as you guys are walking, I was like, hello? Please don't use invisibility in here. It makes it very difficult to get a head count.
Adele, can you drop mine?
Sure.
It drops everyone's. By the way, you don't know Ezreal's following you until the invisibility gets dropped.
I mean, can't Jordan quicken spell it to like instantly get it back up, or?
Well, it's for which one?
For his
It was a matter of breaking concentration,
Yeah.
rather than it being popped back on.
Be back again. It's work. Oh, okay.
Regardless of how I go ahead and do my meta magic, you basically fucked me.
Yeah, you saw for
that's
like
how it is.
It's more like because it all happened so quickly with everything. It's more like he jumped for a second. There was a second where you saw his actual form, and then it immediately formed back in. But it was enough of a time that the form was revealed. So do you drop invisibility?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you still have your hat of disguise on?
Yep.
Okay, so he'll drop your form. You're still Adele, and he says, "Oh, all right. Just please in the future, just no invisible shenanigans. The guy's going through a lot."
Yeah, we know.
Scout's honor.
At this point, I'm trying to do outside alleyway, come back in, another alleyway, come back in.
Make a stealth
zigzags.
roll. Ezreal, make a perception roll.
Can I talk to Walter when they're done?
Yeah. Do you have invisibility? I'm just saying, Nakax could cast invisibility if you wanted to.
I have greater invisibility, but I'm not going to waste spells just to get away.
All right, so Ezreal, perception roll.
21.
Yeah, so easy enough. You're sadly, Nakax, in your frazzled state, you're not really able to lose Ezreal. Ezreal, you're easily able to close the distance.
I'm just gonna turn him around. I'm gonna grab him by the lapel. Drop it.
Drop what?
Drop it!
Drop what?
I saw you. Don't think I didn't. Why? Were you trying to get information out of me? Were you trying to get me to say something I didn't want you to hear? Were you trying to get a reason for you to leave again?
Do you really want to know? I wanted to know if I mattered. I wanted to know if what we did mattered. But instead we're chasing ghosts. Instead we weren't focused on being the favored few. We're focused on let's fix someone else's problem and ignore the war, ignore the people that we're supposed to be fighting. And when I left, yes, I know we did the right thing. And there were some problems that we had that it didn't work, but damn it! I'm gonna keep Alter Self, but I am gonna go back to being Nakax Gaburik.
Okay.
I wanted to know, not just from you, but from everyone. I want to know if they missed me. That with me gone, were they really struggling, or was I even worthy to be in the group?
Of course. Nakax, you always were. I don't understand why you don't get that.
I'm good for you, but I'm not. I find it so hard to think anyone else thinks the same about me. The last time I saw Vlach, he still treats me as a child. The last time I saw Aster, he thought little of me. He thought nothing of me, and now there's someone else completely different. And what about Goo? Does Goo even give a shit about me?
Nakax, we're a family. Why wouldn't we care about each other? Why wouldn't we care about you?
I only want some sort of validation. Some sort of answer that just says that I'm not just some loser that just keeps getting his own mask ripped off, getting his own weaknesses exposed. It's like every time that I've tried to put on some sort of courage, some sort of smile, it's never good enough. That someone has to make me upset, someone has to take away something that could have been better. When I wanted to... The reason I did this was just make sure that I knew that I belonged again. Instead, hey, here's the clown again. Here's Nakex Kaburik, the Dragonborn that said he was the greatest magician across the plains, and he's just another pathetic individual. I want to so badly be with you. I want so badly to be with everyone, but I can't be with anyone. I can't decide whether it's better for me to stay here and potentially see you go. And I have nothing to do about it. Like Archibald or with Octa, I don't know if it's better for me to just stay away. And what's worse, the fact that Ophelia, whatever she wants to call herself, the fact that she's trying to hide herself from her own family, that kills me.
That's what you were doing. You were hiding yourself from your family. How can you be such a hypocrite about this? I don't understand. You know, we would have been happy to see you. You should know that.
I don't trust myself. I don't trust
Well,
my judgment anymore. I don't.
I trust you. If I even go back now as I am, they're not going to be happy to see me. They're going to react the same way you did. Why didn't you show yourself? Why are you such a coward? Why are you... I didn't call you a coward. I wouldn't do that.
But they would. Locke's going to still treat me as a child. Goo's just going to look at me like I'm some sort of idiot.
How do you know that? How can you know for sure? I've missed you.
So have I.
If you don't want to go back right now, that's fine. But please, please don't leave again. I don't want to be alone.
I don't know what I want, Ezreal.
That's okay.
I want to help, I really do. But every time I think about heading back out, the only thing I see is that bastard Tremor. And nothing more than to just see him just frozen in place, then shattered. And maybe that's just the very instincts of a white dragon just wanting to hunt and make sure that it never comes back, but I worry if I just let that happen, I'm not going to be here. If you want me, I know you want me. But I want to know if everyone else wants me too.
Offer my hand to him.
I'll take it.
Alright. You guys will begin making your way back towards the fragrant anomaly during this time. Who you wanted to speak to Walter?
Oh yeah, fucking forgot about that entirely. Man, good role playing.
Thank you.
Hey, can I borrow you for a minute?
Oh, yeah, sure. He'll
You have a private room somewhere. I can.
he'll take you over to a corner of the tavern.
So just heads up, all of this is gonna be weird.
All right.
I'm gonna take 80 gold out of my pocket and just hand it to him.
He looks at it incredibly suspicious and like, okay, what's broken?
I have no idea. First off, I have a little baby dragon up there, but I'm gonna say probably 5 of it is gonna cover whatever he's chewed on so far. That has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna open up the rest of my bag and show like the 9,000 gold that I have left and be like, that's nothing to me.
You hang on. Yeah, Walter's whole face kind of contorts to like, oh my god. What the hell? Who is this rich person who offered his services in my establishment?
Money means absolutely nothing to me.
Humble man. Goo. Show off 9,000.
Okay.
So 5 of that's for whatever he's breaking up there. Probably not a lot. Honestly, it's probably not even worth the 1 gold. He's usually a good boy. He's probably chewing on something.
Okay.
75 of that is I'd like to talk to you about your daughter.
You see his face kind of goes from surprise to looking over to Amelia. What's going on with Amelia?
Not that one.
His whole face kind of leans back a little bit.
The other one.
What about her?
I've encountered her.
So she's alive?
Yeah. I don't want to say too much, but I know what it's like not to know what your family situation is like. I know what it's like to worry for safety, and I definitely know what it's like to lose people. So I guess I just thought that maybe I could answer whatever questions you have to the best of my abilities.
And there's a palpable pause. Where is she?
I'm not at liberty to say, but she's safe.
Is she doing okay?
Yeah, she's probably a bit confused. She's doing pretty well, actually. She's got a very nice demeanor about this whole situation in the world.
I don't know how directly in contact with her you are. If you see her again, let her know that we'd want to talk to her. There's a lot of things that happened, and there are things that need to be cleared up.
I can only imagine she seemed great to be near here. But I cannot sit back and let somebody wonder what's happened to their child. It's not in me.
Just, if you see her again, just
Of course.
tell her that and tell her her father says he misses her. And he would like to see her again, if only for a few moments.
Do that.
Also, thank you.
Of course.
And with that, he kind of just quietly goes back to the bar.
I will walk away.
Ophelia, you probably would have seen go talking to Walter at the corner of the room.
Kind of eyeing it suspiciously.
Oh, okay.
Let's go all over. Here's a bunch of gold, and oh, here's some info about your daughter.
Your daughter's not dead. Here you go.
Everything's fine.
All right. So about this time, Gu will return to you all. Walter will return to the bar and kind of quietly go back to cleaning out glasses.
He's staring at us, ain't he?
He's more just staring at the bar.
Okay.
When you say everyone's back, that means...
Yeah, at this point, it's about 30 seconds after this conversation's happened. But Ezreal will re-enter.
I want to stop before we enter the door.
Okay.
Ezreal will probably see Nakak is just shaking and almost seems petrified in fear. What if they don't like me?
You're muted, Lukey. I think so. That's better. That's better.
Luke.
I know Adele will like you. Who I don't think has it in to hate most people. In Valak, I never can get a good read on him, but he's had a good hold on Rudy for quite some time. So I think he misses you too.
I hope he's taking care of him. At least a lot more care than when Sprinkles did with the marionette not long ago.
Yeah. I'm here.
All right.
If you're not ready, that's fine.
The band-aid's already ripped off. And I'll enter.
All right. So you guys go ahead and make your way inside. You can see that Adele, Goo, and Valak are kind of just sitting together, enjoying a drink, just relaxing for the moment. Goo seems to kind of just be... It almost looks like he's gotten a little bit of weight off of his chest.
Oh, no, I didn't have weight on my chest at all.
Ophelia's eyeing Goo suspiciously.
Hey everyone.
What's that about?
Who's that towards?
Everyone, I presume.
Yeah, all the party.
Everyone? Is he back as Nakax, or is he...
I'm assuming Nakax at this point.
Blanc is over here, has his gag up over his head, drinking out of it.
So Blanc, as you're drinking, you kind of side-eyeing and you see a familiar silver dragonborn in a very interesting-looking costume.
Yep, still in the same wear as Rukris, who I wanted to show off as a name later, as a second identity, which of course that got ruined.
I'm sorry, I didn't think that it would happen like that, to be honest with you.
So,
I just wanted to be a dick.
With Jordan's rolls, you should have known better.
But
How is that? He has a fucking plus in fucking Constitution and Charisma.
you say that, but then you see my shit rolls. Anyway, continue.
So whoever is next to me, they're gonna get a mouthful of beer.
All right, so Ophelia, as you're kind of side-eyeing Goo really quick, all of a sudden that there is a smattering of beer that pours over your form.
That's disgusting.
Which, as a point of
he
note,
usually is.
the disguise form does not
Nope.
get wet.
Nope.
But we'll get to that in a minute. So you go ahead and turn Valak.
We're opening up a can of worms right now.
It's just a domino effect.
All right, so Valak fully turns to you, Nakax, dumping a bunch of ale on top of Ophelia.
Good. How have you been?
Have you
Okay.
tilted the ale up, or are you just continuously pouring ale on Ophelia?
Pretty much. My mind just went one track.
So
Can
Ophelia,
I stop it? Can I stop it just a little?
You can't.
Come on, man. No. It's just rude.
It's okay. Yeah. I'm okay.
When did you arrive?
A little pretty soon actually.
So you haven't arrived yet.
Well, I mean, I'm here, if that's what you mean.
Come have a seat. Have a beer with me.
All right. I'll take a seat at the table.
All right. And Ophelia, as Nagax sits down, Ophelia like, oh, that's disgusting. You're noticing that because you're incredibly smart. You notice that your form is not wet.
I mean, nothing happened at all. Nothing happened at all.
To be fair, everybody, this is a big cask of ale getting dumped onto you.
It's not just.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's basically the equivalent of the big
and there's a
coach
pool
with the
and there's a pool like around your feet.
Can I prestidigitation this away and make sure no one noticed anything?
You're still covered in liquid, and the floor is still covered with liquid.
I can prestidigitation that away, can't I?
You are severely overestimating prestidigitation.
So Walter has noticed. I'm gonna give him one check. What's your spell DC?
Give me a second. I think it's 18.
That went out of the box, so I'm gonna roll a different die.
Well, don't worry, Jordan. Both of us are getting exposed today.
16.
fair.
You quickly enough managed to prestidigitate the ale away. And Walter goes, oh, that's a good trick. Thank you. That actually would have been quite a lot to clean up.
I figured I lost about a half a cask there.
You only had how many drinks left? Like 30 something?
30.
You're probably down to about 14.
That's about what I put.
Yeah. Walter's like, sir, I don't mind you drinking your own in here. I understand carrying your own alcohol around. Just
Here, fill it up and I'll pay you whatever.
We have some more casks in the cellar. I can sell you one. We have a few spares.
Okay, bring one up. I'll pay for it.
All right. It's gonna be about 300 gold for one of them.
Not an issue. I dropped 338.
He looks at you. Go looks at all of you. He's like, "Remind me again what you're doing in town."
Don't worry, not all of us are exceptionally rich.
He just takes the gold and goes down into the cellar.
But seriously though, how'd you get all of that? That's crazy.
We are part of a war.
He knows. They, when you do a lot of stuff and you die a couple times, they like to give you money.
Oh. Well, I guess that's my problem. I haven't died yet.
I haven't died in quite a while.
Just avoid it. Not.
Yeah,
not
Tux.
fun.
I recommend not dying as well, Tux. I give him a pat on the shoulder.
I guess you haven't been properly introduced, have you? This is Nakax Kaburik.
Oh? And then her face just turns towards Nakax. So you're the boyfriend I've heard so much about.
Yeah, this is a 2-pump jump.
Block. Come on, man.
Not cool.
It's true.
It isn't.
Oh yes, I'm sure because you're absolutely there, weren't you?
I could have been.
You were. Fuck off.
Here, you need Rudy back too.
Oh, that's something that's crossed my mind. Very quickly though, you'll see Nakax is looking around him for a moment. Is he
So you see Nakax panicking, and as he's looking around, you guys all kind of start kind of looking up and down and looking around. You will notice that on one of the bar stools there is a small figurine of a humanoid that is currently gripped onto one side of it. His leg is planted in to the cushion, and he's doing this as if he's looking out onto a mountainside.
Okay, very quick question. Any of you see a small human mannequin person, please let me know.
Is that it?
That actually is it. Thank you very much. And of course, I look away, go to look to where it is.
Well, is anybody just staring at it, or do you all avert your eyes?
I'll
I'm
keep it
staring
an
at
eye
it.
All right, you go to look away and you look back. It's still there.
Okay, good. It didn't move. Okay, all eyes on him for a little bit. He's unique. Specifically, I want him to be in Rudy. It's a little hard to explain, but actually, yeah, no, I have an idea. Everyone, just look at me really quickly.
I
Okay.
do.
Does
I
everyone
am
look at him?
confused.
Do you look at him, Block?
Yeah, he's like, you want him in Rudy.
So as you look away,
Is that like
and
you and Ezreal?
No,
Is that what you mean?
No, I'm not talking. There's a thing that he does, and now that
Yeah,
all of you are paying attention to me, how about you look back to where that bar stool is?
so you look back at the bar stool, the figure's gone. And you notice that as you guys are kind of looking around, you notice that coming off of the back of Goo's head, there is the figurine. Goo, you're now just starting to feel there's a light tugging on your hair. And as you guys are looking, the figurine has grabbed onto some of Goo's hair and looks like he was in the process of a mid-swing.
How quickly can I grab this thing?
You grab it, you take it, and look at it.
That's what he can do. He is rambunctious, adventurous, and I think perfect for Rudy Brasspoon.
Did you go meet with Sprinkles and make Mecca?
No, I did meet Sprinkles though. It was back over the islands. I'll proceed to explain the details of the solo campaign, quote
Because
unquote.
everybody was there watching, so you guys know what
Except
Nakax's
for me.
interaction was with Sprinkles.
Not the end of it.
I wasn't there for any of it.
Oh, go
Okay.
ahead and describe it out, Jordan.
I would say I'll give broad strokes. Went across the continent, got into some battles, faced off against some of the Rome, got to learn about the Erupt a little bit, which to all of you is not fresh knowledge. Got to not Calren, friggin' notes.
Yaki.
Is it Viachi? I don't think it.
It was Corona and then Viachi.
Yeah, got to Corona, got to speak with the usual crew, got to meet up with the Kova crew, go over to the islands of Viachi. From there, I described the islands as was described to him, where the ghosts that we dispelled, the Erupt have basically taken over the island, and it's basically uninhabitable. The Mystery Island of Mystery is still a Mystery Island of Mystery, and Nakax didn't have the courage to go forward with it. And the islands that we went to, he discussed about how he got to Archibald's grave and tried to basically let go of the idea that Archibald was a good adventurer because he gave up, and how he met Sprinkles. And how Sprinkles had managed to go ahead and meet up with individuals, got into a large ship, and after they had left and gone far away, they raised up a black flag, to which Nakax assumed that they are a band of pirates, and she's back out in the sea doing what she did previously.
I mean,
He
she
then
was-
says, and then he proceeds to explain that he went to Calren, he did some work with Talon, and by this point, I'll cut him. The work I did with Talon, it's really cool. Like, you know how some of those Rome members, they do stuff where they cast a spell and then they send it back. I've been working on that, and it's working. I just hope that it works when it comes time for it to happen again, and I don't get roasted. But in essence, yeah, that's all I've been doing. And when Esriel sent me a message saying you're coming here, I thought it'd be better for me to not show myself, because it seems each of you had managed to find a place among yourselves, among good people, and I didn't know if it was right for me to come back.
Come on, you know you're welcome here.
Nagax, why would you think otherwise?
I just didn't really get a lot of messages from Esriel. I just assumed that it was busy work and you saving the world, and I guess the old memories and guilt kind of came back. That moment where I was just pleading to do the right thing, and when I was told that I just wasn't worthy, and we got the first artifact, that somehow got back into me. That started messing me up again. It's so hard to let go of certain things. I've let go of a few things, sure, but I'm not sure if I can let go of all of it. But at the very least, I'm glad that you're able to hear me talk with each of you. And you seem okay with me at least staying around for a little bit.
I will say, Nakax, as you're kind of finishing your sentence, you hear the voice of the White Dragon go, "Did you see that?"
See what?
While you were talking, something crossed behind you.
Are you sure it wasn't the mannequin?
No, it was bigger.
Oh,
Okay.
he's not talking to you, fourth wall breaker. You're not Sprinkles.
You're stalling. It's me, Vlog. Have you gotten Mecha Rudy yet?
God damn it.
Darling. They have combined to make Solok.
Sprolock.
I'm going to, as carefully as possible, try to make sure to get some sort of eye behind me.
Alright, so you watch as Nakax kind of carefully looks back. You don't see anything.
No, I didn't see anything. Not unless that's an actual demon. Any such demons?
No, idiot, close your eyes.
And I'll close my eyes, try to feign a yawn.
Yeah, so with your eyes closed, you have your blind sight active. But even with that, you don't sense anything.
Sorry, it feels like I didn't see anything progressing.
The voice goes quiet at that point.
Must
A lot
be
of great.
tired, right?
Sort of. I'm sorry. I wasn't as forthcoming as I was. I should know better, but I thought it'd be easier to just start over, kind of like how it first started. Not being me.
I go over and give Nakax a hug. If that's alright with him.
He's gonna.
So,
Does Ophelia really care?
I'll say he will look a little confused, but we'll
My
just let it
sworn
happen.
enemy is hugging me.
To be angry with you. When I saw you shift, I wanted to be furious, but all I can think about is how much I miss you.
Yeah. So, I know that you were gone while I was trying to talk with our friend. So far, he hasn't really noticed, but were you able to find anything?
Yeah. A lot.
Well, spill it. What are we dealing with?
At this point, Walter walks back in with a cask of ale over his shoulder. Comes in, sets it next to Vlok.
Thank you. There's your gold.
Thank you. He'll go back to cleaning.
Just a demon. Nothing but a demon.
Well, yeah, I know about that part, but I'm talking about how are we doing this? How are we taking it down? How are we going to save the day and put this chapter behind us?
How are we gonna get the crown, save the town, and Mr. Krabs?
We know where it is now, okay? We know where it is.
we're gonna kill it the same way we always do. Floppily, but it works.
So, nothing's really changed then.
Sloppily, but active.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Maybe I want to be a caster one of these days and just stand in the back, let somebody else take a beating.
Well, I can teach you.
I'm kidding.
I'm a professional.
I can.
I
I was
kid,
just.
I
I was
kid.
gonna be like Rick's like. I can see it now, and it is Rick's next character.
No. It's like Valak just walk up. Valak, activate whole person. And he grapples them.
But look, we all know you love to take beatings, don't you?
Well,
You could cast boulders.
cast Guiding Strike, which is just reckless.
Nah, dude. Hold person. His most powerful attack.
All right.
So, all right, we know where it is.
Get the crown.
Shouldn't we?
Save
Shouldn't
the
we?
town. And Mr. Krabs.
Shouldn't we? Kill it.
That's
I
one
suggest.
problem. Oh, go.
I suggest doing prep work first. It'd be dangerous to go in without knowing what's ahead.
And there's a problem. It's not exactly in a place we have easy access to.
Well, I've been able to talk with Walter a little bit. I guess if I can at least talk a little bit more, maybe I could convince them to let him know that I know where the noise it was coming from.
I have an idea. Although one of you is probably not going to be very okay with it.
Is it me? I better hope it's not me.
It's you.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Listen. Family loves you and they miss you, and I know whatever happened is fucked up and weird, but they all want to see you at least a little bit, and maybe you can leave when we're done, but the only advice I can give you is if there's even a thread of your consciousness that wants to talk with them, just say something. Don't throw that away.
Think they would really accept me after all I've done?
I don't.
You seen
They don't have to.
that I become a monster?
Maybe you have. But still, their family.
I suppose so. Family.
Listen, we can make a deal with them. I'll tell Walter that if he lets us up there, then he can talk to his daughter.
Fair enough.
I don't know why my mind went to like a hostage negotiation for a second. You let us up in the room, and you'll see
You
a
can see
daughter.
your daughter.
You can see a daughter.
I don't know who you are, but I have a certain set of skills.
All right. So what are you guys doing? You're gonna talk to Walter?
I'll talk to Walter.
Okay, so he's still at the counter.
Tomorrow morning, we go.
Okay.
All right, so we go over to Walter. He's currently in the process of serving a bit of food to some people. Yes.
I have a proposition for you.
Okay.
I have come into contact with Ophelia.
He seems surprised considering that conversation happened less than 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
She spoke to me magically in my head. It's a bit weird. I don't honestly understand it myself.
All right.
And this is gonna sound bonkers, I know.
All right.
I would like to offer you chance to see her.
He goes quiet and just stares.
Maybe, I guess I wouldn't, right out the rest of your family seeing her too.
I think they'd all like to see her.
She doesn't think that you want to see her, and I cannot.
We didn't leave on the best terms.
I gathered that, yeah. I want you and her to at least make something out of it. Even if nothing gets fixed, you all deserve some kind of closure. In exchange, though, we're trying to get access to the room, right?
We're trying to get access to the room upstairs.
I was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Give me access to your bathroom.
This is gonna sound a bit weird, but we need access to your side of the house.
For what purpose?
There's something here. I don't think that it's dangerous to any of you, but it is a danger in a strange sort, and we believe that it's coming from that side of the house.
Go ahead and roll persuasion, roll at advantage.
It's not great. 18. Thank you for advantage.
Fine, I'll escort you up.
Tomorrow. Sorry, I should have
Fine.
did that.
Fine, but if I find out you're lying to me... And he just stares at you for a minute. I will break you.
I will find you.
Oh
And I
no,
will
he
kill
is
you.
straight up threatening to harm Goo. This is not something that you play around with.
I know. Why do you think I went with the Taken?
Trust me, I want you to talk with her more than she wants to talk with you.
I certainly hope you're telling the truth.
But never mind.
Okay, so you guys are gonna do a day of prep work?
I thought we were. Oh, it's early in the day, isn't it?
It's a little later in the day, since everything's happened.
Okay, I just thought we were doing it tomorrow.
No.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you'll spend tonight to prep, getting whatever. Yes.
I'd like to go to that clothing store.
Oh, okay. So you'll make your way to the Forgotten
ahead of
Thread.
time. Actually, can I get Bosco? I'm gonna get Bosco first, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you make your way to the Forgotten Thread. You'll see Avi looks over and says, "Hello.
Hi.
What can I do for you?"
Was that Drow in here?
Oh yes,
yesterday,
Miss
the day
Ezreal.
before?
Miss Ezreal, I believe.
Yes, that's the one. I was actually just curious as to what she came in here for. I was kind of absent-minded.
I specialize in custom-tailored outfits for individuals, and she requested my services with a dress.
That's what I was hoping. I would like you to... I don't know how to put this. I'm just gonna like fan my entire outfit and just it is trashed and destroyed.
Say no more. I understand. What kind of look are you looking for?
Well, I've been thinking about this a lot.
You're muted.
The art is a work in progress.
Work in progress.
It's
6
okay.
months.
You won't have it. I won't have it until next week anyway. Probably.
All right.
Well, my main goal as a person is to help people, but I can't help people that see me as a threat, so I want to look not the most peaceful person in the world, but somebody that people, look at and they're just okay asking them for help. And that's a weird...
I think I can come up with something.
I had an idea. I thought about who's, the most trustworthy person you could think of, and teacher. I mean, put them in charge of your kids.
That's fair enough, I suppose. And Chris, just because you weren't here last time, I know you saw the episode, but just as a quick overview, you see, he looks human, but he has short cut brown hair about down to his neck, silvered eyes with a set of glasses on, and
I skip this part?
Yeah. Oh, silver eyes with a set of glasses on, and he has a constantly soft, radiant glow that comes off of him. And he says, I think that can be done. I think we can have that done for you. Please. And he'll escort you over and begin kind of measuring you down to the exact centimeter. And it takes a little bit. It's about a 15-minute process. At some point, he actually asks you to remove your jacket as it's really bagging in some parts and it's making it difficult to measure. And begins kind of adjusting your waist, adjusting your neck. It's a tedious process, but eventually he quickly sketches something down into a book and shows you the design, which I assume is the design you're going to be going for with your picture.
Yes. No, it's different.
Yeah. So he'll show you the design and say, well, if that is to your liking, I can have that done after I'm done with Miss Ezreal's dress. It's going to be another few days.
That's perfectly fine. And what do I owe you?
It's only 15 gold for this.
Really?
Yeah, you see, you see unmistakably the same thing Ezreal saw, where there's definitely the struggle between asking for what it's actually worth and wanting to do a good thing. And he eventually just shakes his head and says, yes, just 15 is fine.
Can I insight check that?
Make an insight check.
I don't know anything about clothing making. Like it's out of my We have holy fuck 27.
There's definitely he's definitely not telling you the actual price of it, but he has very good intent.
How much is this actually gonna cost you?
Oh.
Welcome to Esriel's
Don't-
conversation part 2. The same thing happens again.
Yeah.
An electric boogaloo.
Miss Ezreal said the
Featuring
same
you.
thing. I really don't need additional payment.
I understand that, but can clearly see from the pre-made things you've done here that fine talent. Money's no object to me. I don't care. How much is it?
It'll be roughly for an entire multi-piece outfit, closer to 115 gold.
I'll give him 130.
It's really not necessary.
Dude, I'm just leaving the gold and walking out. Actually, I'm gonna get halfway there and halfway towards the door and turn and say, "Do you have a furnace in here?"
It's the very, very small one, just to keep everything. It's more of a fireplace.
No, I don't want to destroy it. Never mind. Sorry.
Oh, all right. Thank you. And I'll go put the money in the coffer.
My name's Morton.
Oh, I'm Avi. Avi Vezek.
Avi. Okay.
Somebody say deja vu.
Somebody say,
There's just
watch
before.
last episode. This actually happened.
All right, so you guys are gonna take the next day, or you're gonna take the remainder of the day to prep, switch out spells, whatever you'd like to do.
We'll catch NeckX up to speed with what's been going on in the party.
Okay, so Neck actually
All
will
right.
be brought up to speed with everything that's happened.
Is this
Except
also
I'm-
include?
Oh,
I
I
bel-
was just gonna say I'm leaving out the part where I died the second time.
Okay.
Are you also including the knowledge you have about with sprinkles?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
So you will be informed that through power of a magical playing card, you are informed of what has been going on with Sprinkles.
That was the ship that she went on. Not pirates.
Still a chance we can win her over.
I think there isn't going to be a chance. I made her upset at her own husband's grave. I told Archibald, wherever he is, I hope that he just rests as uncomfortably as he has. And she was there to listen to the whole thing.
Has that kind of thing bothered her?
She looked really bothered about that. She seemed to be there to pay respects for her own husband before she left.
There's still a chance. I think there is.
I hope you're right. You'll see Macax actually fiddle around with a piece of copper wire, and you see it kind of go around the finger for a minute. And then point over to Esriel and go, "Is this annoying in any way, shape, or form? You can reply to this message."
What?
He's casting message to you. He's asking if it's annoying.
No. Not at all.
His finger still pointed up. Is this how you were able to do this the entire time? Because I only get like a little range on this. You can reply to this message.
Don't do that. You can reply to this. Come on, Jordan.
That's just lazy.
That's just lazy.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
No, they don't.
No, it's a clerical thing.
It's a clerical thing to wrap a wire around your finger. I don't see any on you.
Nakax.
What? The entire time, just this the whole time.
So we'll say for the sake of brevity,
Am I bugging you yet?
Nakax will
Nakax.
learn. Yeah, we'll learn that he cannot cast the spells of sending. And
Nakax, shut up and come here.
yeah, you guys will take the time, prep whatever you need to prep.
Yep.
Is anyone doing anything in specific other than what you would normally do to prep for something?
I am looking for greater healing potions.
You will notice as you go back over, no one in the town sells healing potions.
Oh well, I'm screwed.
I'm leaving the town for a little bit.
Okay.
Just outside of it.
As soon as you go outside a barrier, you start hearing the ching, the rattling of those chains again.
It's not coming here. Fuck off. No, it's not. No! Stop it!
I
How
will go
far am I from?
slightly. Very.
What's going on?
Oh, yeah, Rick was asking how far is he from another town, and I'm say very.
You're pretty far from another town. You're a couple days travel from another town.
Just outside of the town. I will pull that Brotherhood cloak off that I've been wearing this whole time.
Okay.
I'll dig my spade in the ground, put Bosco on the floor, put that on the floor, and light it on fire.
All right.
And just kind of watch it burn for an hour, and then I'll come back inside shirtless.
Okay. So Goo comes back inside, no top on. You guys continue your prep. Changing your spells, getting ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I am getting Rudy Brassboon
I'm changing attunements.
by any
All
means.
right, what are you
necessary.
attuning to?
I'm taking away. Well, in my room, I'm gonna be taking away the have disguise and switching to ring of protection +1.
Okay. So as you unless there's anything else anyone wants to do, as anything specific anybody wants to do for prep.
I mean, I want to talk to Nakax, but that's...
Okay, go ahead.
I guess. So I assume him and Ezreal are in the same room?
I'd presume they're in the same room.
Or you could confront me after I get Rudy from Valak, depending.
Either way.
We'll say with Valak. The Valak.
Valak.
D&D, can you hear me now, guys? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Good.
Is there anybody in
Locke is
there?
out running around town.
All right, so Nakax at one point
I can hear you.
will find you as you're frantically looking for healing potions.
So, how is Rudy, by the way?
I reach down into my little pouch. Here you go.
It just tosses you. If Valak seems like he's a man on a mission, he just tosses you, Rudy, and runs off.
But does he at least look okay, or?
Valak, have you been taking good care of Rudy?
Yeah,
He lives in good shape.
Okay.
just like I told him, it would stay in one piece.
All right, one last headache. Minus the other headache. Where are you?
You see just out of the corner of your eye something is grabbing onto the side of your mask.
Aha! There you are. Hey, what do you think about this? And I'll show Rudy Brassboon the.
Do
mannequin.
you look away?
Well, I mean, I kind of have to keep an eye on him, then over probably Rudy, and then probably have lost contact after that point.
Okay, so you look away, and as you look back, you see. Roll a D100. I have a range of emotions it could feel about another puppet.
It better like it, because he's gonna be in there in a minute.
88. You see, as you look away, you look back at Rudy, and right now it looks like it's in the process of poking Rudy's face.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. If all things work out, I hope we can get you into it, because this has been a good friend of mine for a long while, and well, I told you I'd hope that you enjoyed being a brash dragonborn. All right. Well, at the very least, you two are mildly accompanied with each other. I'm going to go ahead and put Rudy back in my pack.
Yeah.
All right, Goo.
And by
Goo
this
will-
point, I will find Goo. Yep.
Yeah, Goo will approach you as you're putting Rudy away.
Shirtless, which is
uh,
a very important detail.
Shirtless.
Sure. Do you have a shirt?
Maybe. I'll go into my bag and I will have my old clothes from way, way long ago that are probably disgusting and sneaky.
All right.
And put that on.
Okay.
You're gonna see kind of like a look between the old stuff and you, and Max just gonna be very carefully approach you and just start make it not as
He starts
terrible.
cleaning you up.
So, what did you have in mind?
Did you really feel like you weren't wanted here?
I don't know. It's not a matter that I didn't. I just don't know how anyone else was going to react. Locke always treated me like I was a child, and the last time I even took control of things, it got everyone hurt, and I didn't know how any of you were going to react with me being there. I thought if I tried being straightforward, there'd be some hostility, some kind of anger that I did the wrong thing again, and there was no way that I could set things right. So I wanted to try to hide myself. I wanted to try to know where everyone was before I really showed myself, and well, that didn't work. Like any of my other plans.
I'll be honest, I didn't know it was you at first, but you need to work out some of the details if you're gonna hide yourself.
Well, I did think about it. There was a spell that I'm not sure if I have access to it, but
No,
It's
I
a lo-
mean, the disguise was fine. It's just fake name more forward would have worked a lot better.
well, I did have a fake
Ooh.
name.
I know. I guess I kind of figured that.
I just didn't want to reveal too much too quickly.
You kind of blew that.
What do you mean?
For a guy that Nakax never mentioned when he spoke to Ezreal, you sure knew a lot about Nakax. Listen, I don't want to sit here and berate you for that. That's not... I can maybe talk with you later. I can try and give you pointers, I guess, but I didn't come here for that. Nakax, I'm proud of you. I
You are?
didn't think you left because you were a coward and you were afraid of yourself. In my eyes, you left because you saw a problem. You wanted to better yourself. I know you don't want to see yourself as a kid, but you kind of are. And that's not a big deal. I was going through a lot of stuff when you left. You know that. And to be honest, it's not gone. Well, some of it is, but I didn't make you feel like
Pardon me.
you were welcomed at all, then that's my fault. When you left, I wanted to tell you that I'm glad that you made this decision for yourself, that you're taking time to find out who you are, and even if nothing was wrong, you believed that something was wrong, and you wanted to fix it. And maybe you're not the greatest magician among the planes, but in this shitty, fucked up monstrosity of a world that I'm forced to be in, you're one of the best people that I know.
Nice to hear. I guess I was just more worried that I just kept letting people down. That's why I didn't want to really show myself until I knew that things were going to be okay.
You're always going to let people down. Everyone lets people down all the time. You can't be perfect. You can be Nagax. That's all I've ever wanted from you, or I want Ezreal to be Ezreal, and you're all good people in one way or another, and I don't see that in nearly enough people that I'd like to. You got to do something that I wished that I could have even begin to do with myself when I was your age, but... And I'm proud of you for it. But I'm not going to say stop feeling sorry for yourself. It's a hard world, and you've been through some stuff too, but I'm not disappointed in you, and I don't think anyone else is, except maybe Sprinkles, but who gives a fuck what Sprinkles thinks?
In a way, I do. She was a good friend of mine. The way that I last spoke with her, it's almost as if I hurt her, and I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to make anyone feel like I let them down. That's why I want to try to be as great a hero as I can be, and it's becoming harder for me to even think about that kind of thought.
Listen, you're never gonna not do that. I've spent this whole journey trying to make up for letting down my family. And I can't undo it, but you can make up for it. And sometimes you make the right call and you won't have to make up for it. You'll get what you want, but at times making up for it's the best thing you're gonna have to do. It's okay too.
And this is going to be the first part I'm going to try to start making up to with this demon thing. I'm going to do everything I can to help Ophelia, help Aster if he's even still there.
That's a big ass can of worms that I do not want to get into, but oh well, fuck it.
Yeah, we're both in it now, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I do have to say something that you being gone's let me really get to know you all, at least the rest of them, better. And I hope that I can actually take some time to know you too, dude.
Dude, bro.
I invented the word dude.
Dude.
It's canon.
Trademarks. By goo.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you all do your final preparations. You're muted, Luke.
I really have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
You guys get your final preparations done. Begin grabbing what you need. The next morning, there's a knock at each of your door. And for those of you who answer, Walter says, "Alright. Come on." Ophelia, you hear a knock at your door.
I put on the mask and go to open it.
Alright. Come face to face with Walter.
Hey. It's like she tries to badly change her voice.
Make a deception.
17.
Okay. Says, I presume you're ready to go.
Of course.
So, go ahead and begin. He'll go ahead and begin walking with all of you. Take you over to the other side of the house. As you enter, not too different from the guest quarters, as you guys make your way across. But he leads you in, and towards the room. And as he opens the door, Ophelia, you look. You can still see the portal. Still there. You see, as Walter opens the door, there's a lot of hesitation before he fully lets you in, just staring in for a moment.
You guys ready?
Ready for what? But question, do we see the portal?
Only Ophelia sees it.
Ready for what? What's in this room?
Follow my lead. Except for this first part. And I give Walter my dad a quick hug and then run into the portal.
And you go ahead and run, and you guys hear a audible as Ophelia disappears.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna look at Walter and go, and like nudge the portal and go, and then go through myself.
Oh, it's like that other time that I ran into. Okay, hold on.
All right, so the marching order right now is Goo, Ophelia, Ax, who's next? It's Vlog and Ezreal, so they're not here right now. Oh, Vlog's here.
Is thinking, nope, not doing this.
And then he does it?
Nope. He just stays there. Nope.
Oh, so Vlog's not going in?
Nope.
Oh, all right, you guys are out of Vlog this fight.
Oh, well.
Hey, don't you want to kill demons?
Can't hear you. You're not in the room.
Ezra will say, Vlok, get your ass in there now.
Nope.
I'm gonna look at her spells. She's
The
gonna
spells
actually.
that are
She's gonna
prepared?
try to push you. She's gonna try to push you in. Natural 20. Malak, make a contested strength roll if you want to resist her.
I'm gonna go into a rage,
All right, do it.
and
So
I'm
you
just
have
gonna throw her.
so you have advantage. It's contested strength.
Let's see, 2 dice.
With a natural 20, her total's 24.
So my total would be, let's see, 25.
Did you nat 20?
Or no. Nat 20. Hold on, let's see. That's 1 dice. Nope. 17 was my highest.
All right. So as you're like, as you're like, nope, you get into a rage, you feel your back being pushed towards it as Ezra with some with some newfound strength is just shoving you towards the portal.
I'm just gonna start grabbing for anything.
Make a contested athletics roll. It's just gonna keep trying to push you.
Grab for Walter. Walter, help me.
What's going on?
You are pushing Vlok to the portal because
Valak's refusing to go in.
Come on! You got this. You can do this.
I rolled again on 23.
24.
Okay, so Ezra's having an issue. Would you like to keep trying to push him, Ezra?
Calm emotions.
I guess since I'm already here.
Calm emotions.
What?
All right, make a strength check versus Valak.
That is a. It's not great.
Would you like to cast guidance on yourself?
Or hold person. You could try hold personing him and pushing him.
I'm gonna go for a throw against her to throw her in.
All right.
I'm holding on. I'm holding on.
Make a contested athletics roll.
29.
Oh God.
I don't think there's any way I can beat that.
All right, so
Nat
Ezreal.
20, nat 20, nat 20.
So Ezreal.
20! I got a 10.
Yes, Ezreal goes flying.
All right, so no Vlok, cool. All right.
Are you going to be absent next week, Rick? Is this why you're refusing to go
Yep.
through? Oh, you are?
Oh.
Yep, I've got to install the new
Oh.
AC on my house because I don't have a heater still.
Gotcha.
Oh. All right.
All right, so you're not going to be here next week?
Not till probably after 12.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
So as you all
Shit,
go
dog.
through, except for Valak, who sprints back out of the house. I have to go install an AC unit. What's an AC? Don't worry about it.
You know, lower class.
All right, I will move you all now.
Oh boy.
Map.
We're doing super late edition.
And now I will go ahead and switch to the battle map.
This is fancy.
Unless we just do the whole battle right now.
No, we will not get through the battle right now. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, like, I can play
Blaster
Valak
only.
if you want. I'm pretty good at Valak.
Who is this shiny individual on the other side?
That's true. We do have.
Would you like Valak? So do you want Valak to step through or just have somebody else play Valak?
Yeah.
All right,
If
Valak
not,
will.
they're probably gonna die.
Yeah, Valak, as you're starting to run out of the house, you're like, no. Now I am being the coward. And about 10 seconds later, Valak
I ain't no bitch.
goes through the portal.
Join us, Valak.
Dude, it's not Nakax, not Flakax. It's,
Let's go ahead and change the
it's Flaster Orance.
go ahead and change the audio real quick. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, if I hope they buy my next cask of beer. Fuck it. Gotcha.
Fuck it.
Sorry about that. So as you step through, You are greeted to a wide chamber adorned with several chandeliers that hang off of the ceiling. Adorning the walls in here are several different symbols of demonic entities that seem to wrap their way and expand along your vision. You can see towards the center of the room what looks like a single symbol, a orb of sorts that is flying upwards from the ground. As you enter, the room is large, but you still hear a voice echo from the outside. It says, "Well, I am certainly glad that you chose to come join me, sister."
Pleasure's all mine, Aster.
And I see
Ophelia's the only one hearing this, or is this everyone?
This is everyone now. "And I'm certainly glad you've decided to bring your friends along as well."
Is this the voice of Aster number 1?
Aster, what are you doing?
This is a different voice. It's still Aster, but this is not a voice like Ophelia had.
So is this like the Aster that we actually heard?
No. Ophelia's voice was not the same as this. He's here. Hear him go.
Wait, you said this is your brother?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound as much as an asshole as he usually is.
What do you mean sounding like an asshole?
Well,
He is kind of an asshole at times, but that's beside the point.
well, companions of Ophelia, I offer you, before this gets too messy, I offer you the opportunity to see actual justice brought. The woman you have in your midst is a murderer, remorseless and selfish. Aid me in making sure that she can no longer bring the same harm as she did to me, to other people in this world.
Let me think
No.
about that for a minute.
Make a insight check.
6.
6? He's hard to read.
I would say, let me see. I've heard this spiel before. It featured an individual that said, "Oh, I am doing things for the greater good, but in order to do that, he fucking wrecked my town." So if you think that I'm going to actually go ahead and listen to this spiel again and believe it, you're high.
He's telling the truth.
Wait, what?
I told you. I'm a monster, aren't I?
No, you didn't.
I thought I did. Well,
I think you told everyone else, but I think I left before you had that explanation.
You know, I think
If that's the case, maybe I should swing at her?
I think we're all guilty of our own things. We all have our own
Besides-
sins to deal with.
Besides the remorseless part, he's correct about the murderer part.
Then, if we all have our own demons to fight, why not fight yours?
Okay, question. No one's going to ask about the murder. Like,
That
the-
doesn't matter now, I don't think.
Well, I have to assume that the victim is Aster. Is that correct, Ophelia?
She just nods her head.
So you
want
killed
to
your
know
brother.
why?
I don't remember. One moment he was there, and the next he was gone.
Oh,
And were you over his dead body,
Yes.
playing in its blood?
Yes.
You're okay with me then. I like
Wait,
pork.
what? How is that anything okay? That's horrible!
he's don't.
it's a culture thing for him. Me, on the other hand, I swear up and down that you were Aster, but then you weren't Aster. There's a lot of confused strands that are happening here, and I'm not liking any of it.
I've had enough of this. Are you going to aid me, or are you not?
From what I understand, and that's very little about Aster Florence, that he's an asshole. He pokes fun at people. He does what he wants. I've never seen him be vengeant.
Well, I guess the decision's been made then. And with a snap of he snaps his finger, and you watch as various forms of creatures you've seen before begin pulling themselves out of the ground.
Ooh.
Oh no!
And that's where we're gonna leave off for tonight.
Oh no!
Why these things of all things?
We'll go ahead and pick this up next week with the confrontation against Ophelia's brother.
Oh, I don't like that. Can I change my answer?
Oh, you're in this.
No,
Can we just do a? Can we do a Caesar real quick?
Caesar!
All right.
Caesar!
So
Wrong
anyway,
Caesar.
as I said, we'll pick this up next week. And yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the game today. And see you later.
Follow as they may on Twitter. We have a YouTube. Follow as they may.
Yep. And we'll see you guys next week.
We have a
And
Discord.
we have a Discord.
And we have a Discord. Link in the